He's probably trying to avoid it because he doesn't want to give back the money, which is shitty but understandable, you know what I mean? Once you have money, it's really, like, hard to part with it. It's shitty, but I kind of get it. But, you know, if he's selling this on a site where reputation is important, then unless he really doesn't care about his reputation, a restock fee. So what? You're not even gonna get like the full amount back? Was it from like a store or some shit? Or was it from like a secondhand seller? Also, hi guys. Welcome back to Phoenix Wright Trilogy. And we're starting up again with where we left off, which is Phoenix Wright's Ace Attorney, which is the first game, Chapter 3, The Turnabout Samurai. I like this game. I really do. I picked this up on a whim. I'm really glad I picked up this game. October 18th, 10 a.m., District Court, Courtroom number 4. Oh shit, I'm going right into it. Oh fuck. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Except it's not. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening statement, please. The prosecution will show the court that at 2:30 p.m. on October 15th, the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, killed his fellow actor Jack Hammer in Studio 1 of Global Studios. It's impossible for anyone else to have committed this heinous crime. The evidence presented during the trial will point to the fact. I see. Very well. I would like to move on to some testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, the prosecution may call its first witness. Very well, I will call a familiar face, Detective Gumshoe, or as Crusader likes to call him, Detective Penis Chewy Boot. Detective, if you could briefly describe this case to the court. Yes, sir. I'll explain with the guide map here. To understand the case, it's important to grasp the layout of the studio, see? Here's the employee area. The actors did a run-through of their action scenes during the morning here. This is the main gate to the studios. Oh, I actually didn't realize that. I always... Okay. The security lady that works at the studios here at 1 p.m. on that day. Past the security station, there is a gate, see? Past that are the studios. And here it is, Studio 1. This is the scene of the murder where the body was found. Now, on the day of the murder, October 15th, there was only 3 people here. The victim, Jack Hammer, the defendant, Will Powers, and a young woman, the production assistant. All the production staff were in the employee area until noon. Then after lunch, the victim, Jack Hammer, went to Studio 1. Right after that, at 1 p.m., the security lady got to the guard station. Now jump ahead to a later that day, at 5 p.m. The production staff came to Studio 1 to perform a rehearsal. Needless to say, the rehearsal was cancelled. The time of death was 2:30 p.m. The samurai spear found lodged in the victim's chest was the murder weapon. That's the case, in brief. It was Colonel Mustard in the library with a candlestick, yes. Should I listen to that whole thing again? Listen again. Could you describe it one more time? I should have known it would be you, pal. Fine. Once more for the mentally challenged lawyer. Yeah. Live it up while you can, Gumshoe. To understand the case. Okay, one more time. I just wanted to make sure that I got everything. Layout of the studios. Here's the employee area. They did their run-through of their actions. Okay. Main gate. The lady came in at 1. Past the security station, there's a gate. Past that are the studios. And here it is. Studio 1. This is the scene of the murder where the body was found. Now, on the day of the murder, October 15th, there was 3 people here. Also, hi, Spider, how are you? Did you enjoy your nap? The victim, Jack Hammer, defendant Will Powers, and a young woman. The production staff were in the employee area until noon. You are spinning. You have the Not quite sure where you are after waking up. Deal going on, huh? Then after lunch, the victim, Jack Hammer, went to Studio 1. Right after that, at 1 p.m., the security lady got to the guard station. Now jump ahead later that day, 5 p.m., the production staff came to Studio 1 to perform a rehearsal. You fell off the rotation of all. I am one with the earth. Needless to say, rehearsal was cancelled because he was dead. Fear the earth. That's the case in brief. I think I could probably remember that. So the murder weapon was a spear. How medieval. Samurai spear. The spear was found stuck into the chest of the victim. Your Honor, this is quite simple. Oh, wait. Your Honor, this case is quite simple if you ask one question. And that question is, what did the security lady at the guard station see? Understood. Let's call the security officer to the stand. Oh God, this lady. Will the witness declare her name? My, aren't you a handsome fellow? I'm afraid I'm a bit flustered. Ugh. Your name, please. Oh, dearie, no need for you to be embarrassed. Just call me Grandma. Your name, please. Seems Edgeworth has a bit of trouble getting his witness to say their names. Wendy Oldbag! Objection! I object to this witness's talkativeness. Objection sustained! The witness will refrain from rambling on stand. Oh, I was just getting to the good part, dearie. Best girl, you like this lady? Perhaps we could get to the testimony. Now the witness was stationed at the main gate on the day of the murder, correct? Yes. Yes, I was. And to get to the scene of the murder, someone would have to pass by you. You know your stuff, dearie. You may begin your testimony. She sure is one hell of an old bag. Witness account. On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m. Poor old Hammer and the rest had been doing run-throughs there since the morning. I had some errands to run that morning. Anyway, it was 1 p.m. when I got outside the guard station. I was at the main gate from then until 5. The murder happened at 2:30 p.m., right? Interesting to me, because a certain man walked right by me at 2 p.m. It was Powers! That man right there, and he was heading towards the studio. Okay, very well. Let's begin the cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Cross-examination. On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station 1 p.m. Poor old Hammer and the rest have been doing run-throughs. I had some errands to run this morning. Press? What kind of errands? Oh, well, you know. Answer the question. Actually, I was watching poor Hammer and Powers, observing, you know. Observing? Weren't you supposed to be at the guard station? Whippersnapper, I told you I locked the gate, didn't I? I did my job! I'm not sure your boss would see it that way. Anyway, I always watch Hammer's run-throughs. Always. Never missed one in all my years. Wow, I want to see a Steel Samurai run-through too. You can quit being a spirit medium and take up guard duty. Not a bad idea. Anyway, it was 1 when I got to the guard station. I was at the main gate from then until 5. Now the murder happened at 2:30 p.m., right? Because a certain man walked right by at 2 p.m. It was Powers, that man right there, and he was heading towards the studio. Press for more details. You saw Mr. Powers. That's what I said. Got wax in your ears, Sonny? Nick, this is your chance. Time to pull out the secret weapon. I'll say it again. It was him. Let me get this straight, Oldbag, or Miss Oldbag. You've been saying since yesterday you saw Mr. Powers, correct? But you're talking about the man in this photo, aren't you? Just a moment, Mr. Wright. Let me see that photo. What is this exactly? None other than the Steel Samurai, defender of Neo Tokyo. Miss Oldbag, this is the Mr. Powers that you saw? Of course. Didn't your mama teach you any sense, Sonny? Anyone can see it's Powers, right? No, they can't. Well, I mean, I wonder. True, Mr. Powers does play the role of Steel Samurai. But that doesn't mean Mr. Powers is the Steel Samurai. Yee, nice expression. I know that. I wasn't born yesterday. No one in this court is accusing you of that, Miss Witness. He's having trouble calling her Oldbag, apparently. However, you do not have proof of that the person in this photo is Mr. Will Powers, do you? Nosy old man. Of course I have proof. What? Huh? Even Edgeworth is surprised. The prosecution would like to ask the witness. Please make known all the information in your possession ahead of time. How was I to know everyone would be so nosy? You should be ashamed, all of you. Anyway, I showed that photo to the young detective. He told me this isn't any good as evidence, pal. He didn't even give it a second look. Wow, Old Windbag has left even Edgeworth speechless. She's good. Let's hear about your proof, then. The man in the photo, okay. I never say anything I don't mean, mind you. That morning, during the run-through of the action scene, I saw Powers trip and fall. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Now look at the picture. You can see he's dragging his legs. See? Clear as day. That's how I knew it was Powers. Happy? So he sprained his ankle. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness. She's got to be hiding something. Never say anything I don't mean. That morning during the run-through of the scene, I saw Powers trip and fall. He broke one of the props. Okay, which prop? Sure did. His own samurai spear. Luckily, I was there to fix my duct tape, or fix it with duct tape. This strikes me as a significant detail. I better write this down in the court record. Samurai spear updated in the court record. Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad. You can see he's driving his leg clear as day. Are you absolutely sure? It does look like he was dragging his foot. Was Mr. Powers' ankle badly sprained? Not so bad he couldn't walk around. He went to his dressing room to rest up after lunch, thus the nap. Anyway, I saw him dragging his foot when he walked. Dragging his foot, okay. Who's the person at the run-through? Well, let's see. There was Powers, he's the Steel Samurai. Then poor old Hammer, the evil magistrate. And me. What exactly were you doing? Observing. Just observing. What about the assistant? Oh, she was off moving backdrops and such. And she didn't see the run-through then. Trip and fall. Yes. And to think he's supposed to be the Steel Samurai. What a laugh. So Powers sprained his ankle. I helped make it better for him, of course. You helped make it better? I kissed it where it hurt. Let's skip over that part, shall we? Where was the assistant then? Oh, her? She was cleaning up backdrops, I think. She didn't know about Powers' ankle. You may continue your testimony. Okay. He broke one of the props. Apparently sprained his ankle. Which is, where's the Steel Samurai costume now? Well, we couldn't find it. We're looking, though. Anyway, that's not important. The witness did see the Steel Samurai, yes. And it's clear that the person who was in the Steel Samurai suit was Mr. Powers. I suppose that's right. Are you sure, Your Honor? Ooh. Hold it right there. We keep talking about possibilities, but we have to agree that this photo shows the Steel Samurai. Nowhere in this photo can you see Mr. Will Powers. The defense has a point. I also wonder if someone else not caught on camera could have killed Mr. Hammer. We have to consider the possibility also. Then allow me to remove the doubt from your mind, Your Honor. Will the witness continue her testimony, please? No need to ask twice. The time of poor Hammer's death was around 2:30 p.m., true? The only person I saw go into the studio before then was Will Powers. No one else went there. If they had, I would have seen him. So if no one else went into the studio, then it would have to be the Steel Samurai who did it. Witness account continued. The time of poor Hammer's death was 2:30 p.m., true? The only person I saw go to the studio before then was Will Powers. No one else went there. What about before you got to the guard station? You mean before 1 p.m.? Everyone was in the employee area before then. I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Not to mention, if they had, I would have seen them. Explain that one. Are you sure? The witness has answered the question. Anyone going into the studio had to pass by the witness. That's right, Sonny. You let him have it, edgy boy. Old Windbag sure has balls, or you know what I mean. Old windbags have a way of skipping over the important details after all, or for that matter, entirely forgetting them. How convenient. Something for you to look forward to, perhaps? Nobody's suspicious looking. Nobody's suspicious looking. How do you know that? And didn't I just explain? I gave donuts to the young detective, and then after some rubbish about being a secret pal, he told me everything. And Detective Gumshoes. Okay. Are you absolutely sure? Nobody's suspicious looking. Everybody was in the employee area, and I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Check the evidence. He's dragging her key. Photo number? Also, think you don't dare, but in the future, just let me try to figure it out if you can. Look at the photograph one more time. The photo was taken by the camera at the gate for the studios, correct? Yes, sir, Sonny. So whenever someone passes by here, it automatically takes a picture. And here, I thought you didn't know your head from a hole in the ground. Right, anyways. It's also true that the computer on the guard station records all security cam data. Oh, you know, if you wanted to work at the studio, we might have an opening. This very computer printed out of the photo. Notice on the back of the words it says, October 15th, 2 p.m., photo number 2. Actually, I knew that too. The issue here is at the end where it says photo number 2. Photo number 2? The computer only held data for one photo that day. Don't you think that's odd? Shouldn't this be photo number 1 if it was the only photo? Order, order! Please tell the court by what you mean by this, Mr. Wright. Actually, that's what I want to ask the witness. This evidence shows that not one but 2 people went into the studio that day. Yet there's only data for one of the photos. Who could have erased the data for the other photo? Only someone with access to the security lady herself. Eh? You watch your mouth, whippersnapper! The only person I saw that day was Will Powers! But the camera at the gate fired twice. That means 2 people went by. Well, yes, that's what it would seem to mean. Can the witness explain this to the court? I don't understand these newfangled computer things. Edgy boy, help! Huh? Believe me, I want to, but I don't know what this means either. Some help you are! You're a whippersnapper too! Whippersnapper? Something the matter, Miss Oldbag? Ah, that's right! I just remembered something! Let me guess. Someone else passed by the gate. Someone other than the Steel Samurai. Well, yes, I suppose you could put it that way. I see your testimony, please. The other person. Every day after I finish my guard duties, I have one other important job to do. I go through the photos recorded on the security computer and check them. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see. Come to think of it, now I remember throwing out one photo that day. Miss Oldbag, this is the first I've heard of this. Well, of course, Sonny. I've only just remembered it. Right. Anyways, Mr. Wright, please begin your cross-examination. Well, I'd say this is a turn for the unexpected, but I kind of expected this. Every day after I finish my guard duties, I have one other important job to do. I go through the photos recorded on the security computer and check them. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see. Come to think of it, I remember throwing out the photo that one day. Well, who the heck was in the photo you erased? A fanboy. Fanboy? Steel Samurai fanboys. Real freaks, if you ask me. They get information on rehearsals from gosh knows where. They're always hanging out. One was there that day. Wait a second. Didn't you just say that no one else could get in? I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Those were your words. Well, if you must know, there's a drain that goes to the employee area. The grate has been loose for a while. It leads outside, and, well, that's where they come in. They come in through the drain? I told you they were freaks. Oh, and? They're kids, children, whippersnappers. Kids? So on the photo that you erased, it was a boy, probably 2nd or 3rd grade. What? Order! Order! Let me get this straight. You want a large, number 5, with a Dr. Pepper, extra hot sauce. You saw 2 people pass by the gate on their way to the studios that day. One was the Steel Samurai dragging his leg. The other boy the other was a boy who looked to be about 2nd or 3rd grade. Oh yes, well, we see his type there every day. Can't stop him, can't catch him. A boy in 2nd or 3rd grade, Oh, sorry. I assume it would be hard, if not impossible, for a young boy to wield the samurai spear. Impossible, I think. It's quite heavy. Right. As I said, I didn't pay him much mind. That's why I erased the data. Nick, what's going on? I mean, the boy was there, and that makes him a suspect. Yeah, they're already trying to unsuspect him. Oh, shit. I missed a word. No, water on my controller, please. I needed hydration. I want the defense and prosecution to consider this new information. And no forgetting vital information this time. October 18th, 11:08 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 3. Mr. Powers, yes. Tell me straight, were you really in your dressing rooms? You didn't go outside the studio? No, I didn't go to the studio. I was sleeping, honest. Who was the Steel Samurai in the security photo? How should I know? The Steel Samurai costume was off in the corner of the dressing room. Anyone could have walked in and taken it, really. What? You should take better care of that stuff. I couldn't imagine anyone wanting to steal a Steel Samurai costume. So where does this leave me? It doesn't look good. You're the only likely suspect right now. Nick, what are we gonna do? First, we play for more time. We'll start targeting someone else that could conceivably have done this. Right. And it'll take them so long to shoot us down that we can get another day. Right, but if we pick the wrong person, we might lose on the spot. You don't sound very optimistic. I'm not optimistic at all, actually. Hey, Nick, it's time. Okay, let's go. What does this mean? Please don't sigh like that. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. Mr. Edgeworth, you present the prosecution's thoughts on the matter. The prosecution's thoughts are simple. Nothing has changed. The other person who went to the studios was a boy of roughly 10 years of age. The photo we do have may not be hard evidence, but there is still no one else who could have committed the crime. I call for a verdict of guilty for the defendant, Mr. Will Powers. Very well. Mr. Wright, your thoughts. The defense disagrees with the prosecution's claim. There is another person who could have committed the crime. Order. Interesting. Let's hear who you have on your mind. However, be aware that this court does not look kindly on accusing the innocent. If you accuse someone who is obviously innocent, you will be penalized. Right. Great. As if the stakes weren't high enough. So who is this person other than Mr. Powers who could have committed the murder? It was the assistant. The Steel Samurai costume was in his dressing room. She stole it, and in doing so, she became the Steel Samurai. So you're saying the Steel Samurai in this picture is really the assistant? That's correct, Your Honor. If you're serious, you've got guts, Mr. Wright. Remember the photo. Wasn't the Steel Samurai a little lame? He was dragging his foot. Uh-oh, bad feeling this time. Remember the testimony concerning Powers' injury. Powers and poor Hammer. Okay, and me. Oh, damn it. Very well. It could be the security lady. Who? The Steel Samurai is striking his leg in the picture. That means whoever was in the suit knew about the injury. Maybe because they had been watching the action scene run through. And there was only one person other than Powers and Hammer who knew about the injury. The security lady, Oldbag. What? Whippersnapper! Order! Order! Is this true, Oldbag? Oldbag? That's Miss Oldbag to you. Miss Oldbag was standing guard alone at the main gate. She was by herself, in other words, she has no alibi. She could have briefly left her post to steal the Steel Samurai costume, then slipped into Studio 1 at the scene of the murder. Why would she go through the trouble of wearing the Steel Samurai costume? Simple, Your Honor. She knew the camera at the gate would take her picture. If she was in his costume, she could point the finger at Mr. Powers. I see. Excellent deductive reasoning, Mr. Wright. Oh yeah, right here. Sherlock Holmes 2, baby. That's odd. Isn't this the part where Edgeworth pounces? Doesn't he usually jump up with some objection and some new damning evidence? Well, Mr. Edgeworth, the prosecution have an opinion on the matter? The prosecution has no meaningful objections at this time. What? What's that supposed to mean? Oh, so you all think I did it, is that it? Edgy boy, don't just sit there, do something! What's my move? Maybe now's my chance to take this the whole way. The very same reasoning that makes Mr. Powers a suspect in this case can be used to cast a doubt on Miss Oldbag's actions for the day. But why would I do something so horrible to poor Hammer? You forget that Mr. Powers lacks a clear motive, too. Indeed. I did it. Now Windbag is one of the suspects. No hard feelings, I hope. Just wait a minute! What about the other person who went to the studio? The boy, the one whose photo I erased. He's only a grade schooler, though. As you said, 2nd or 3rd grade, was it? That doesn't matter. When I was that age, I could pin an old man in 10 second stops. Your thoughts, Mr. Wright? That boy is not the killer. What? How can you be so sure? Oh, or is it to be nice to the kids and mean to the elders day, whippersnapper? I have proof. Proof? Indeed. And let's see this proof, Mr. Wright. You could have proof that shows the boy could not have committed the murder. It's either going to be the spear or the report on the spear. Your Honor, the murder weapon was the samurai spear. That very spear is shown here in the photo. How could the boy have taken the spear? Impossible. Well, would the witness care to comment on this? The windbag, speechless. This has got to be a first. Very well. This court will suspend proceedings on the current trial for today. Mr. Edgeworth, please find out more about your witness, Miss Wendy, what was her name? Something Oldbag, Your Honor. Then the prosecution will look further into this Oldbag before we continue. That is all. The court is adjourned. Wait a second. I'm not going to sit here while you run off barking up the wrong tree. Me! I'm talking. Oh, no. Oh, great. Stop the presses. The windbag wants to talk. Miss Oldbag, what is this about? Have you omitted something from your testimony? Actually, if you must know, there was something I was told not to talk about. Not to talk about? By whom? You mean it wasn't Edgeworth who told her not to talk? Well, testify. Global Studios want me to keep quiet about something. There were some other people at the studios on the day of the murder. They said they had nothing to do with it, see? So they told me to just pretend they hadn't been at the studios that day. But if you're going to start accusing me, I'm not letting them get away scot-free. Miss Oldbag, this is crucial information! Why did you keep this from the court until now? Ain't you been listening? They told me to shut my trap, and I always do what I'm told. No, this isn't a bad dream, Your Honor. Witness the power of the Oldbag. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet or something. There were some other people. Okay, well then tell us about the other people. Who are these people? Well, the director and the producer, for starters. The director? We should have known something was fishy. How could they have done a run-through of their action scene without the director? Of course. Yes, well, I was surprised no one asked about it. So where were these people? The director was in the employee area all morning for the run-through. He joined the producer around lunchtime, and they had a meeting after that. Where? Oh, in the Studio 2 trailer. Studio 2? There was a Studio 2? Well, if you look at the guide map, here it is. You go through the gate and to the left. The path where the monkey's head was falling over. Well, Mr. Wright, would you like to continue the cross-examination? They said they had nothing to do with it, you see. They who? And then I want to do one more. The whole day, when they heard about the murder, they beat it before the cops came. Grumble. I'll kill this woman, I swear it. I feel sorry for Edgeworth, almost. She really left him hanging on this one. Them? Who are these people? Oh, God. Your Honor, we have learned where there were others at Global Studios on the day in question. The director, the producer, and some bigwigs were all present. Yet as we stand here, they have not been questioned. I hold that it is impossible to declare a verdict on the defendant, Mr. Powers. The court acknowledges the defense's point. The prosecution will gather more information about the witness, Miss Oldbag, and more information on these people we have just been told of. I understand, Your Honor. This ends the day's proceedings in the trial of Mr. Will Powers. That is all. The court is adjourned. October 18th, 1:04 p.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby, Number 3. Thanks so much, Mr. Wright. It was right to ask you to defend me. Oh, really, it's nothing. Or should I sniff? We'll be going down to the studios to do some more investigating. We have to find out more about the director and the producer. They'll be turning up in the next trial as witnesses for certain. So now's my chance to get material for the cross-examination. So, Nick, have we figured out just who it was in the Steel Samurai costume? Could it really have been old Windbag? What do you think, Mr. Powers? I don't think it was her, really. Neither do I, Nick. Yeah, I know. Look, I was just buying time back there. So I had to be the bad guy for the bit to take the pressure off Mr. Powers. Poor old Windbag. I feel kind of sorry for her. Well, she wasn't winning any points there with or without my accusation. Okay, let's get down to the studios. Right. We'll be back to visit you soon. Thanks. Thanks, guys. October 18th, Wright & Co. Law Offices. Phew, what a day. This is no time for relaxing, Nick. So you think WP's chance? Got a chance? Oh god, I hate when he does that. I guess that really depends on the people we found on today's trial. The director and the producer? Yeah, them. Well, what are we doing here then? Let's go to the studios. What do you think we should do? What do huh? Why don't we just do what you said? You gotta get the scoop on the director and the producer. Oh, right. And there's no point hanging out here. That's what I've been saying. Let's go get to those studios. We don't have enough information to make a case yet. That's exactly the same thing you said yesterday. You don't have a clue what happened. There's not enough information. Mr. Wright, thank you for earlier. Not at all. We got lucky, to tell the truth. You can say that again. Let's not. Soap. I hate it. I hate it. I would just want to say Will or Powers or Steel Samurai or something else, but I hate that they abbreviate his name. Do you have any leads that might get us going in the right direction? Sorry, but no. Be sure to tell us anything that comes to mind, no matter how small. We can't rely on getting lucky again tomorrow. Yeah. Main gate, no one's here. Right now that they have Miss Oldbag in custody. I guess they don't have anyone else to replace her. Hey, in the guard station, look! She left her donuts! What? I wasn't gonna eat them. Doubt. The computer that runs the security cameras. It looks like it's been turned off for the day. Isn't that kind of weird? Hey, Nick. It looks like Detective Gumshoe isn't here today. You're right. He's probably up to his neck in paperwork after the commotion at today's trial. So, Nick, remember Studio 2 we heard about the trial today? It was down that path with the fallen tree, right? Yeah, I think that's what they said. Maybe the director and them are there today? Now's our chance, Nick. Let's go check it out. Studio 2 entrance. So this is Studio 2. I thought so. Doesn't really look much like a studio, does it? No, that it does not. Hey, there's a trailer over there. It looks pretty sturdy for a movie set trailer. Are we sure this is the studio? A light van for moving staff and equipment around. They've kept it in pretty good shape. Looks like it runs fine. Let's go for a drive. Sure, if I had a license. Nick, you don't have a driver's license? But look, I have this. Are you showing off your attorney's badge? Incinerator. Apparently okay, it's covered in soot. They must not clean it much. Looks like 2 people ate here. There's nothing left on the plates. Hey, they eat T-bone steaks too. What's with the steaks around here? Hey, there's always room for steak, but something does seem out of place. What? I don't know. It just feels odd. There's some flowers here. They're taking good care of these. Don't get close. That fence looks dangerous. There's a thing here. Why can I not examine this? It's clearly bent. I'm trying to look at the fence, but it won't let me. It's very clearly bent. It won't let me look. Let me look. Ree! These look like materials for making a movie set. No, it is not fine. It is not fine. Give me everything as clickables. This might as well be a junkyard. Closer inspection, this trailer looks like it's been here for a while. I don't think it's part of some temporary film set. Can I click on the door? The door is a separate clickable, but for some reason the fence isn't. Nick, let's go inside. You think it's okay? Oh well, it's locked. Ah, shucks. Let me click. Let me click. I don't want to be in here. Yeah, it's a murder scene. I want to go someplace else, Nick. Don't let me look in the bag or anything. Okay, nothing new in here, I guess. Look, it's that assistant girl. Hey! Oh, you! Oh, hi. Will's lawyer, right? I heard about the trial. Great job, you guys. Oh, don't mention it. Is it true they caught the security lady? Actually, she just called me. She told me to cover up that drain. You mean that one? What a mess. I know. I'm not so good with handiwork. Some assistant, right? But you do work on the props and backdrops, right? Right, just lots of times they end up looking worse than they did before I fix them. Great job in court. I love that part where you accused me of murder. Oh, well, I'm sure that these things happen. Nothing to worry yourself about. You're right, I won't. Personally, I think she should worry about it at least a little bit more. If you'll excuse me, I have to go to the guard station. I'm supposed to fill in for Miss Oldbag. See you later, then. Good luck with your investigation. Wright, they used to cover the drain. Little bent, I don't think it would fit back on if I tried to put it on. So the fanboy they were talking about in the trial today came in through the drain, so it seems. I guess they covered it up in a hurry. Hey, Nick! If that drain's covered, the boy won't be able to get in. Yeah, I think that's the idea. I feel kind of sorry for him, though, don't you? What, you want to rip the grate off? Really, Nick? We can? She's serious? Uh-oh. I think we should leave it on. They only just repaired it. If we take it off, the assistant will probably get yelled at by you know who. I just wanna take a look around. Rip and tear. I will rip and tear and just look around. Give me the soda. Okay. I guess I gotta rip it open. There, that should make the kids happy. The things we can do. I gotta rip it. Always do the illegal thing. Sure. That's good advice, I guess. This is where the Steel Samurai costume was on the day of the murder. That's what Mr. Powers says, at least. They snuck in and took it while he was sleeping. But Nick, what if Mr. Powers hadn't been sleeping? I wonder what the killer was planning on doing then. Huh, she's got a point. I don't think there's anything more in here. I'm guessing I gotta go back to the gate. Oh, hello. You look a little out of place. It's the clothes, isn't it? I thought my camo vest might do the trick. It's kind of alternative guard fashion thing. So how are the studios doing? There's police wandering around everywhere. It's terrible. They won't even let me clean up. Don't want me disturbing the evidence. I haven't even cleaned up our lunch plates from the day of the murder. You mean those plates with the steak bones left over on them in the employee area? Yeah, can you believe it? Do kids sneak in here a lot? Well, I don't think there's that many of them, but I do see one in particular a bunch. He's always gawking at the sets or snapping pictures. You should see old Windbag's eyes flash when she sees him. She has a bit of trouble catching him, though. I heard something at the trial today. They said the director and producer were here the day of the murder. Oh, sorry. I was in prop storage room, so I didn't see them. I guess they were here, though. The studio head seemed pretty eager to keep us quiet. They were trying to protect the director. More the producer, really. The producer's our real star here. She saved the studios from the brink of disaster and kept them running. I don't think we'd still be in business if it weren't for the producer. The producer, huh? You work with props, right? About the murder weapon. You mean the samurai spear? Yeah, it's a prop, but it's still pretty heavy. I hate having to carry the thing around, so you'd have to be pretty strong to use a weapon like that, it sounds like. Why is Mr. Powers the only person I could think of? Do her fanboys sneak around into the studio's office? No, not that often. No, not that I know of. The security lady's pretty strict with them. In today's testimony, didn't she say they were often hanging around? The kids really love Steel Samurai. They sneak past when she's not looking, I guess. Was the director present during the morning run-through? Yes, he was. He was directing how Steel Samurai and the evil magistrate should move. Why didn't you tell us that before? Well, just the studio asked us to keep quiet. It has nothing to do with this. I hate to repeat myself, but Nick here is a newbie lawyer, fresh off the bar. When he loses, he's going to lose big. I see. Whose side is she on? You aren't hiding anything else from us, are you? No, I sure hope not. Okay. So, I guess I still got something to do at the studio. Can I go in? Oh god, it's so slow! Well, what is it? Part of the goal was... Oh god, I didn't mean to go in here. What the fuck? Oh god, I'm not doing that shit. Wait, you first! Who are you? You look pretty suspicious to me. Whatever. How can you talk to the great Salmonella? I make the shows, the Steel Samurai, mine. Read the film credits. You're the Salmonella? I'm so sorry, you look so sorry. No, quite alright, really, it's fine. What is it? You know, on closer inspection, Yeah, hot, hot, hot. Yeah. Do you do a lot of cosplay? Because that costume rocks. Buffer overrun. You trigger creative powers. Yes, it's coming to me. Pink Princess. The sequel to Steel Samurai. Pink Princess, warrior of Little Ye Old Tokyo. I hate it. Raw Manet. Oh god. I'm not good. Pink Princess. Why does it gotta be Little Old Tokyo? Can't it have a cool name like Ye Old Tokyo? Maya, we really need to talk about cool. Did you notice anything unusual the day of the murder? Oh, I know who you guys are. The security lady told you about us. That's right. It was a pretty regular day. We had a run-through for an action scene in the morning. Then a meeting from lunchtime in the Studio 2 trailer. I was so busy I didn't even get a chance to eat lunch. Please do not tell me he said that. A T-bone steak, was it? Yeah. I hate missing out on food. Nick. Anyway, I was in a meeting from noon till 4. With the producer and some bigwigs from the network. Mr. Hammer's time of death was estimated at 2:30. If he's telling the truth, that meeting gives him an alibi. I hate the way he talks. I hate it. I hate it. It makes me feel like I'm speaking to, like... Well, I can't say that because that doesn't feel exactly right, but it definitely feels like my IQ is lowering every time he speaks. About the producer who was meeting with you. Oh, you mean Dee Vasquez? She's a genius. Mad skills all the way. Scary, though. Sweats. She brought these studios back from the brink of destruction. She's the one who made it possible for me to make the Steel Samurai. You had a meeting with her on the day of the murder, right? Yeah, we were together from noon until 4 the whole time. Who exactly are these bigwigs? People keep mentioning? The boss over at the network and some sponsors, a few production guys. They piled into a limousine and got here right around noon. Major tension. Were all of them with you the entire time? Yeah, unfortunately. They're all gray-haired geezers. Oh, that guy talks like I'm going to have a stroke. This place is deserted. Crash. Nick, what was that noise? Sounded like it came from inside the trailer. Someone must be inside. Hello? No answer. Pretty suspicious if you ask me, Nick. Let's go in. I'm not sure we should be barging in. Huh? It's locked. What? Don't we have a key? No, but there's probably one at the guard station at the main gate. And what are we waiting for? Let's borrow it. If they'll let us. Aha! You again! How rude, acting like you've seen a ghost. You certainly got back to your post quickly. Oh, the police took me away, they did. They pulled out a spare, stale samurai costume. It told me to put it on, could you imagine? How could I, a sweet little old lady, wear a giant suit like that? Mr. Powers is pretty tall. As soon as they saw there was no way I could wear it, they let me go. Guess that would rule out her being the murderer. Anyway, know this, whippersnapper, this old lady never forgets a slight or insult. And you won't get any information out of me. My lips are sealed. You sure are taking a lot for someone with sealed lips. Start now. 1, 2, 3, humph. About the kid you saw. If I see him again, I'm taking him down. Nick, look at her eyes. She's serious. The director, the one who was here on the day of the murder. If I see him again, I'm taking him down. Nick, I think she's losing it. Hey, no touching. Okay. Do I just gotta go back to this one now? Nothing new. What the fuck? Hey, wait! I'll bet he came in right through the drain. Hey, kiddo, what's your name, sport? I'm not a kid, so don't talk to me like that. Huh? But you are a kid. What a rude little brat. That's no way to talk to an adult. I don't see no adult here. Hippie fashion chick. Hippie fashion! Nick, I think I'm being mocked. You gotta hand it to Maya. She's pretty sharp and pretty mad. I'm Cody Hatchkins. Or Cody Hackins. Call me Kiddo again and I'll cut you down where you stand, evildoer. So you're a fan of the Steel Samurai? How dare you utter that name, evildoer? What do you mean? We're on the Steel Samurai side. Ha ha ha! You can't fool me. Okay, then what's the last line they said in The Innkeeper in episode 8? Ha, easy. Like surprised with that? Not bad. Watch it. What are they doing? Say, you heard anything about the incident the other day? You were here, weren't you? Did you see anything? He always, the Steel Samurai always wins, always. Yeah, I saw him, I saw everything. What? But no way am I telling you losers. Well, wait, let me go. He's gone, huh? Something fell off the table when he bumped into it on his way out. A bottle? Was this staying here, I wonder? Label reads sleeping pills. How does one put sleeping pills into a... How does one put sleeping pills into a T-bone steak? You saw everything. Anything I could say to this guy now? Good. I don't have to listen to more of him talking. No, I didn't mean to come back in here. Ah! Oh, where's that old windbag? Ought of her to leave her post. Hey, Nick, that was her. Stop, whippersnapper. Yeah, sounds like she's chasing after that boy. Netch! Uh-oh, she tripped. Maya sure looks happy. Hey, Nick, now's our chance. Let's check out the guard station. Good idea. Oh, this is it, Nick. The trailer key. The key to the trailer in Studio 2. We'll be borrowing this, right, Nick? Trailer key slipped into pocket. Oh, boy. It opened. Great, let's go, Nick. She seems eager all of a sudden. Well, you first. Ha, not that eager. October 18th, Studio 2 trailer. Woof. Someone's in here. Names. Our names? We're Will Power's lawyers, and, I see. And who might you? D. Vasquez, the producer. D. Vasquez. She's quite beautiful. Yeah, I was about to say, this lady's giving me hard cougar vibes. I was wondering if you could tell me about the day of the murder. Miss Vasquez? Script, excuse me. Script. I'm looking for a script. A script? The Steel Samurai episode 13. I need it. Can we ask you a bit more about the day of the murder? I need to read it. We're getting nowhere fast. We'd really like to ask you about the Steel Samurai. Miss Vasquez, it's on TV every week. That's all I have to say about that. Nick, she's telling us to go watch TV? The nerve of her. Don't get mad at me. About the director, Salmonella, was it? What exactly is his role here? Perhaps I didn't make myself clear. I'm looking for a script. I can't be bothered with anything else. Nick, we're all people in the entertainment business. Are all people in the entertainment business this weird? It's starting to look like it. Let's get out of here. Isn't there someplace we have to check? Wait. If you see Manila, give him this. Why do we have to do your errands? I don't think I like her. Don't cry! She'll take it as a sign of weakness. Alright, we'll give it to him if we see him. They were designing a set to use for the Steel Samurai show, and they've got some figures for how much the set costs. I can't believe they spend so much money on those sets. This is where they had the meeting. There was document paper and cups all around. Don't examine the strange orange Samurai Summer starring Jack Hammer. Poster's quite old. It's been years since I saw that show. It was one of those typical summer romance stories, but it was great. A typical summer romance with a samurai on a horse? Dynamite Samurai, starring Jack Hammer. The Singing Samurai. Oh my god, that movie was the best. It's about a samurai who sings his way to fame and fortune. Mr. Hammer was a very accomplished singer, you know. Singing Samurai stars. What's next? Ninja Ballet? Glass is frosted, can't see outside. This far into October, dimming the daylight makes it feel like winter's coming. No, damn it. Brain power of an amoeba. I just wanted to see if that kid had come running in here. I kind of don't like the movement in this. I really want there to just be a drop down with all the places I can go rather than having to navigate and load through each area. Here, I got this from the producer. Huh? Bring me the script for episode 13. Episode 13, where did I put that one? I must have left it somewhere. Uh-oh. My ass is... I'm just gonna substitute my own words here. My ass is grass if I don't find it. Might be quicker to look in a place where he's likely to have been. They're past their expiration date anyways. I'm guessing I gotta go back to... outside Studio 2, and then move into the trailer, and then I'm guessing... where else could he have been? I don't know anything about this guy. Other than, like, the basics of, like, him being the producer. We're back at the scene of the crime. Let's find out what we came here, what we need, and get out of here quick, Nick. I'm guessing that's it on the chair. Maya, take a look around that chair for me, would you? Remember the script the director was talking about? Didn't he say you'd left it somewhere? Aha! Found it, Nick, the script. Good work. Here, we found it, your script. Script handed to D. Vasquez. You're not gonna talk to us? Quiet, I'm reading. Just you hold on, what's the big idea? Who do you think you are, anyways? And do you even know who we are? Powers' lawyers. Right. Am I a suspect? No, it's just, well, no, but... You wanted to know about the day of the murder. Yes. Anything that you could tell us would be a big help. You know there was a meeting here at noon. Yes. With the director and the people from the network. Correct. Now listen closely. None of the people in this trailer that afternoon went to Studio 1. It was impossible for us to leave. Impossible? Why? The path was blocked. The path? Wait, why did it just... You saw Mr. Monkey on the way here, correct? Mr. Monkey? The monkey with the broken head. Oh, right, that. What an original name. Its head fell over in the wind on the day of the murder. That must have been some powerful fucking wind. That looks like it's a statue made out of, like, not concrete. What's that other stuff? Not rebar, no. Typically, these statues do have rebar in it, though, don't they? Then again, it is pretty top-heavy. It didn't start moving the head out of the way until about 3. It was after 4 by the time the path was unblocked. Capiche? Everyone in this trailer was stuck here until the path was cleared. Stuck in this trailer, stuck until after 4. Hammer died at 2:30. None of us could have gone to Studio 1. What? It's true. A crane came just after 3 to move the head. We called in some people to clear the way. I'm sure they corroborate my story. But wait, if the head fell over after 2:30, then you could have gone to Studio 1. 2:30, the time of death. Very well. Come. That's Mr. Monkey. When it wasn't broken, it announced the time in ooks. 1 ook per hour. Ook, 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 ook. Always with the ooking. It is a monkey after all. Check its head. The clock inside stopped when it broke. Nick, it stopped at 2:15. That's right. The path was blocked by from 2:15 till after 4. Therefore, we're innocent. Hammer died in Studio 1 at 2:30. See? Goodbye. What do we do, Nick? There isn't anyone beside Will Power who could have killed Hammer. It's over. We're finished. It sure doesn't look good. I guess we should head back to the office and plan our strategy. If her attitude wasn't so shit, she would be like a much more attractive cougar. October 18th, Wright & Co. law offices. Now what? We're fresh out of clues. Everyone's alibi is watertight. We don't even have any promising leads. Things aren't looking pretty grim. It's too early for giving up, don't you think? Is Maya got here? Oh, Mia, god damn it. What took you so long? Sorry, Phoenix. Maya has trouble calling me unless she's really in trouble. Right, oh wait, I guess that means we're really in trouble. I'd say so. What do you mean we have 1 lead? The boy, of course. Yeah, I saw him. I saw everything. No sense in rereading that. I don't know. He didn't sound like he was willing to help us at all. I'm sure you can find some way of bringing him over to your side. Woof! Either way, we should go back to the studios. That boy is our last hope, Phoenix. Thanks, now I'm a bit more worried than I was before. So, what's the best thing to do from here? We need to get back to the studio and talk to the boy. Before that, let's go to the detention center. Damn it! Oh boy. Huff, 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 huff. What's wrong? Huff. Whippersnapper! She's been chasing that boy this whole time. When I catch him, Sounds like she hasn't had any luck. I got a hostage now, whippersnapper. A hostage? What happened to the boy? If I see him again, I'll lay him flat. My, what a violent old lady. I just met with the director now. My heart, I don't feel so good. Is she okay? Before I go, I'd like to visit the place where poor Hammer died. Right, she was saying she wanted to visit the studio where he died. What's this about a hostage? And that boy was running away. He dropped this and ran. He'll come back for this one. Just kind of understand her. No, I'm catching that brat. That's the last thing I do. Phoenix, do you have anything you might trade with her? I trade. I present you with sleeping pills. Okay. Apparently she wants something, but I don't know what she could want. I have no idea. Let's see. This is one I don't get. Why do they make me go to the median or whatever, this place, when I could just walk to the employee area? That doesn't make sense to me. Hey! Hey, wait a sec. Phoenix, was that the boy? Yeah, his name is Cody Hackins. He ran to the dressing room. He's sure to be in here somewhere. Found you. Damn it, he's getting away. Come back. There, he's back. How did she... Hey there, would you mind helping us out, please? I'm Cody. Hello, Cody, I'm Mia Fey. Nice to meet you. Yo, and I'm Phoenix Wright. Who asked? He's into the big titties. Phoenix, you can take it from here. I'm not so sure I'm qualified. Steel Samurai's so cool. I think he's like the bomb. That's what a lamer like. What would a lamer like you know about Steel Samurai? Hey, watch the attitude. Phoenix, you really shouldn't yell like that. He's only a kid. Yeah, don't yell like that. I'm only a kid. So you don't know what happened here? Could you tell me, please? I don't know anything. Looks like a little persuasion's necessary. Maybe a bribe? Alright, listen, you little shit. I'll stab you through with the spear if you don't do it. Trade. I really don't know what they want. What this lady wants. Maybe there's something outside of Studio 2. Oh boy. I really don't... I don't think I have anything she wants. Outside of Studio 2. I don't know what she could want. I don't think I have anything. Do you want the sleeping pills? Is there something? Is there something at Wright & Co? Can I go to Wright & Co and then offer her a glass of water from Wright & Co? Maybe she wants a drink from the soda machine. I'm using moon logic here. Do you want a drink? Do you want a drink? Look at this, spaghetti in a soda can. Spaghetti. Woman, what do you want? What do you want? I don't think there's anything in here for me to offer you. Okay, I think... What do I even have? I've moon logicked myself into the stratosphere, and I am out of ideas. Well, time to do what I do best and bash my head into literally everything. Do you want Jack's autopsy? How about a card key? Maybe the Powers photo? Who knows? Samurai Spear. You want this back? Well, I can realize that I'm missing a thing, but I don't know where I'm missing it from. And the problem is, there's just not, like, a lot of options to go. Like, all she talks about is wanting to catch the kid. She doesn't say she wants a drink. She says she wants to go to... Maybe she wants... Do you want to go to Studio One? Oh. Studio One isn't my turf. You let me borrow it then? This would be sunny. I don't like having debts to whippersnappers. You take this and we're even, deal? What's this? A Steel Samurai trading card? That sneaky kid dropped it. I figure it's pretty important to him, though. Thank you, I may have a use for this. This may be the hostage she was talking about. Okay, there it is. It was like... Yeah, it was a weird moon logic moment. Goody, these look familiar? Hey, my UR. UR, huh? UR, you know, ultra rare. The cards that are really hard to get. Man, for a grown-up, you're dumb. I'll give you this if you help me, but that's my card. By offering me something I already own, you're in effect eschewing the very basis of our consumer society, namely the principle of fair trade. Man, for a grown-up, you sure are dumb. What do they teach kids in school these days? Quantum physics? Whatever, I don't need that card, huh? I got double. Just keep it, it's yours. After I went through all that trouble. If you want to trade, find me a really rare card. Really rare? You mean these something rare than ultra rare? Ultra rare premium cards are way rarer than plain rare ultra rare cards. Come on. Man, for a grown-up, you sure are dumb. Shut up. Outside Studio 1. Studio 2. trailer. Wow, I guessed. Oh, hi. Hello. What brings you here? Oh, well, I had to arrange some stuff. The girl with you, doesn't she seem a little different? Like, is she even the same person as before? Nope. Same as always. Same as always. Okay, whatever you say. Have you seen that boy since then? Nope, you missed it, though. The security lady was chasing around the boy so fast I thought she'd collapse. Of course he got away in the end. Boy, was she mad. Actually, we saw them. How's the old windbag doing? She was squeezing donuts through her clenched fist back at the guard station. Are all the posters on the wall here of Hammer? Yeah. It's really terrible loss for the studios. But his popularity had been waning recently, right? That is true. Then again, after what happened... You mean you don't know about Mr. Hammer? No what? I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said anything. Now you have to tell me what happened with Hammer. I'm sorry. I'm probably not the one who should tell you. Why do I get the feeling there's something being covered up here? Do you know anything about these? Hey, Steel Samurai trading card. I collect those, actually. I'm one card away from a complete set. Complete set? Yeah, a set of one of each card. Huh. Wait. That's it. That's the card I need. You don't know how long I've been looking for it. I don't care what kind of girl you might think I am. I need that card. Please, I beg of you. Please trade that card with me. Yes, trade card. Look, I'll even trade you an ultra rare premium card. Trade me it's a good deal for your ultra rare. Please. Phoenix, can't you see that she's desperate? Thanks! This is for you. An ultra rare premium Steel Samurai card. Very valuable. Yahoo! And there she goes. Doesn't doing good things make you feel great? Yeah, it does. Damn it. See this card? Yeah, so wait. That's it! That's the last ultra premium or ultra rare premium card that I need. Come on, give it to me, please. You gotta give it to me. I've never seen him so eager. Right, okay, how about a trade? You're on. I'll give you Samurai Spear and throw an Evil Magistrate to boot. No, not that kind of trade. I don't want cards, I want information. You sure? Fine by me. Okay, Phoenix, let's hear what he has to say. If he knows something that could help us, we can have him take the stand tomorrow. So you like the Steel Samurai. He's so cool. I guess. You're judging him just by his looks. You have to look at his actions at his life. I'm being lectured on life by a grade schooler. You like him too, don't you? Yeah, I love the Steel Samurai. So tell me what your favorite thing about the Steel Samurai is. I like it when he vanquishes his foes. Yeah, wazam! The Steel Samurai always wins, always. Check this out, it's my fan album. All pictures of the Steel Samurai. I go to every live performance. Those stupid publicity stunts where they beat each other up in public. I always take a picture when the Steel Samurai lands the final blow. Wazam! I got them all, I never missed one. A perfect collection. Check it out, my new digital camera. That's very impressive, it's the newest model, isn't it? You bet, lady. I just got it for my birthday. My album has a name. Want to hear it? The Steel Samurai, Path to Glory. The Steel Samurai always wins, always. Hey, if you want this, you can have it, lady. Really? Are you sure? Yeah, I took these with the digital camera. I got all the data at home, so I can always make another one. Well, then I'm happy to accept. Thank you. Path to Glory received. What's up with people always giving stuff to Mia? What a life. You too could get things if you were a busty anime girl, Phoenix. You were here on the day of the incident, right? Yeah. Did you see anything unusual? Cody. Cody, he needs to know because he's fighting for justice. Isn't that the Steel Samurai's motto, for great justice? You have to help us fight for great justice too. I saw everything. Well, we might get some useful information out of him yet. I need to ask you something very important. What did you see on the day of the incident? I got here that day around 2. I had come through the woods out back so the old lady wouldn't see me. I got kind of lost, though. I was in there for maybe half an hour or so. Then I finally got to the studio. After that, the Steel Samurai killed the bad guy. He used his samurai spear, just like always. 1 shot, 1 kill. It happened so fast I got scared. I went home after that. I see, it must have been hard for you. You say those nice things, but it's obvious you aren't speaking from the heart. Right, Mia? Yes. I think we can say for sure this means the Steel Samurai did it. True enough. And the director has an alibi, so it wasn't him. Indeed. So the only person left who it could have been is Will Powers. I have to admit, it's kind of a shock. If you put this boy on the witness stand, your client will be guilty for sure. Let's not call him then. I think that would be wise. Best to leave this one alone. Not so fast, pal. I heard everything. This boy here is a key witness. He's under police protection starting now. Come on, son. You've got a rendezvous with me down in the precinct. No, I ain't going. Why? That didn't go so well. We're back to 0 leads. And now we have a serious handicap in court. What are we gonna do, Mia? Well, I really need to be going. Don't worry, Phoenix. I'm sure you'll be fine. Whoa, 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 whoa. Come to the trial tomorrow, please. I need you there. Phoenix, can I ask you something? Do you really believe that Mr. Powers is innocent? Of course he is. That's all I wanted to hear. Excellent. See you in court then. Great. Thanks, Mia. See you soon. It's almost like Mia never died, right? It's almost as if actions don't have consequences. October 19th, 9:42 a.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby 1. Mr. Wright? Yes. Why do you look so unhappy? Oh, nothing. Really, it's nothing. Right, Mia? Uh-oh, she looks even unhappier, Phoenix. Your client is now practically a dead man walking. Perhaps that's why I feel particularly close to him. This is no time for dead people jokes, me. Please. You know we're going into this trial utterly defenseless. Yet if Mr. Powers is truly innocent, we should be able to find something overlooked in the evidence to prove it. Something overlooked. We have to find something, Phoenix, today. That's it. It's that or losing the trial. This isn't going to be easy. Right? Mia's got the real shit on her side. I don't know. Okay, whatever. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Oh, sorry. I gotta remember his voice. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening statement, please. An unexpected fact has come to the attention of the court. Yesterday we learned that there were other people present at the studios. Today I would like to show the evidence proving that they had nothing to do with the murder. You may call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. I wonder if it'll be the producer. The prosecution calls Mr. Salmonella to the stand. Or that director. Oh, God. Will the witness state his name and profession? How rude can you get? You don't know me. I'm the director. I make the Steel Samurai. Salmonella. I'm a director. I do television. Were you at Global Studios the day of the murder? Yes, Your Honor. Very well. Please testify to the court about the events of that day. Phoenix. Let's start by picking his testimony apart. If Powers is innocent, you know what that means. Someone in the trailer on that day did it. Right. She doesn't waste any time putting on the pressure. The day of the murder. I was at the studios from around 9 in the morning. During the morning, I was doing an action scene run-through. It took a lot more time than I thought it would. I hear that everyone else ate lunch in the employee area, but I had a meeting in Studio 2 trailer, so I ended up skipping lunch. We were in a meeting until around 4. During the meeting, well, I'm pretty sure no one left their chairs. That's about it. 2:30, and according to your testimony, you were in a meeting at that time. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. The first thing I want to look at is the very, second to last statement. You didn't take a single break, or... Well, yeah, not one. What's he sweating so much, I wonder? If only I had an idea. I'll wait for one to come up and hit him with it. Phoenix, if his allow's by, press him as hard as you can to figure out where he's lying. In the employee area? That's right. It was a fight scene between the Steel Samurai and the Evil Magistrate. Was anyone else at the run-through? Oh yeah, that security lady was sitting there watching the whole thing. She was cheering on Hammer, if you can believe it. She certainly has the lungs for it. Anyone else? Nope, just us 4. Why did it go on for so long? I'm pretty sure you've already heard this, but Will twisted his ankle during the run-through, you see. Which is why it led to me missing my lunch. T-bone steak, the assistant cooked some up. Everyone else, meaning that this witness did not eat with them. So in the end, you didn't get to eat. Yeah, no steak at least. Can you believe it? That must have been tough. Phoenix, yeah, doesn't something about that seem odd to you? It's contradictory. Mr. Manila. What do you want? When I went to Studio 2, I saw something on the table over there. There were 2 plates, the same kind of plates as the employee areas. Who ate lunch there? No, good call. I was embarrassed, so I didn't mention it. I did eat after all. T-bone steak, you mean? Yeah, well, I mean, the assistant went through all that trouble. I brought it to the trailer thinking I could eat it later. Clearly a man who likes to eat, I'd suspect as much. When exactly did you eat it? We took 1 break during that meeting. I wolfed it down then. The mental image I will carry down to my grave. Wait a second. If they took a break in the meeting, that contradicts his testimony. You didn't take a single break? Well, yeah. Not on 1. Wait a second. Maybe I do have an idea. Wait a second! Mr. Manila, you just contradicted yourself. Didn't you tell the court that you ate a T-bone steak during a break? Oops! Well... Mr. Manila, what's this all about? Well, yeah, I guess we did take a little break. Phoenix, great job! If they took a break, one of them could have gone to the studio during that time. Your Honor, I call on the witness to testify to the court about this break. Very well. Mr. Manila, your testimony, please. Heh. Uh-oh, Edgeworth is laughing. The break. Yeah. What does that mean? But it was only 15 minutes. 15, that's only 13 in base 12. Not enough time for someone to say commit a murder in Studio 1. That's only enough time to eat a T-bone steak, if you ask me. I don't think it would be even enough time for that, but that's just me. Very well, you may begin the cross-examination. The first thing I'm going to do is press him on whatever the fuck the first sentence is. What time did you exactly take the break? I say it was around 2:30 or so until 2:45. 2:30, that's the time of death. So he could have gone to Studio 1, killed Hammer, come back. I guess it's possible time-wise. What were you doing the 15 minutes? T-bone steak, what else? There were 2 plates on that table. Oh, right, the other one was D. Vasquez's plate. D. Vasquez, the producer. To eat a T-bone steak in 15 minutes, that's quite a feat. Why is that? Have we heard enough of this pointless line of questioning? Your Honor! The testimony to this point has made one fact painfully clear. The people in the trailer had nothing to do with the murder. Oh, sorry. It was impossible for any of them to go to Studio 1. What? Something wrong, Mr. Wright? Surely you aren't suggesting one of the people in the trailer went to Studio 1. Well, Mr. Wright? Phoenix, this is critical. Think about it before you give your answer. Do you claim someone from the trailer went to Studio 1? No, it was blocking the path to the scene of the crime between 2:15 and 4. I don't know. The victim was murdered at 2:30 at the exact time of the break of the meeting. With 15 minutes, the murder is certainly a possibility. I suppose you might say that. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Never a dull moment with you, Mr. Wright. What's your point, Edgeworth? You've been doing your homework, haven't you? Look at the court record. Surely that you know that the path between 2:15 and 4... Mrs. Monkey's head. True, the break in the trailer meeting came right at the time of death. However, the path from there to the scene of the crime was blocked. The fallen Miss Monkey had barred the way. It's actually Mr. Monkey, but Edgeworth has a point. And somehow I feel desire... I believe we've seen enough evidence. I would like to relieve Mr. Manella from the stand. What? It's over? Very well. Okay, we have found there were several other people in Studio 2 on the day of the murder. However, it's also clear that none of these people could have gone to Studio 1. They therefore have no relation to the case. Furthermore, with regards to the photo of the Steel Samurai, given the size of the costume, no one other than Mr. Powers could have worn it that day. All that is lacking decisive evidence that he is the one who did it. If we had that, then I'm afraid that we'd have to find Mr. Powers guilty. Your Honor, the prosecution is pleased to announce that we have a decisive witness and evidence a witness. My witness was there the very moment the Steel Samurai skewered their victim. Order! I will have order! I see. The court will take a 10-minute recess, after which we will hear your witness. Court is adjourned for recess. I should have just not pressed it. I'm guessing there's some kind of achievement for getting perfects on all of your cases. If everyone in that trailer has an alibi... I'm sorry, Phoenix. I guess I was wrong. Mia, don't tell me you're giving up. If you give up, what hope do I have? Don't get me wrong. I never give up on a trial before, not while there's still a chance. Only one thing became clear in your cross-examination. The people in the trailer couldn't have gone to Studio 1. I thought there was more to it than that, but I was wrong. That's all there is. What's going to happen to me? It seems like everyone in that courtroom thinks I did it. They think I'm a murderer. Don't worry, Mr. Powers. You're innocent and we'll prove it. I guarantee it. Leave it to us and be yourself. Be strong. You're the Steel Samurai, hero of children everywhere, after all. Thanks. Okay, Phoenix. This one's for the kids. Let's do it. Yeah, I thought I shouldn't have pressed it. But I thought maybe something might come of it if I did. I guess admitting when there's nowhere else to go on a certain issue is also a strategy. Court is back in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution has a concern. Our witness is a grade schooler of tender years, and this is a murder case. We worry the defense might cause unnecessary trauma with his cruel questioning. Nice to see Edgeworth taking a moral high ground. However, we have no choice. The prosecution calls Cody Hackins to the stand. Yana, perhaps you could arrange a box for him to stand on. Oh, right. Guard, please bring him a box. What are those donut crates you do? Oh, God. Will the witness state his name and grade in school? Witness. What? Just because you're all grown up doesn't mean you can push me around. Cody, answer his question, okay? Hey, it's you, the nice lady. I'm Cody Hackins. I'm in 2nd grade. I get the feeling this is going to be a long, long day. Mr. Edgeworth, please remember that you're speaking to a child. Try to be gentle. Witness, Cody. He's having trouble with this gentle thing. You were you were at Global Studios the day of the, incident. You got a problem with that? Please tell us what you saw that day. What, Pops, you want me to tell you and Gramps with the beard over there? Just Mr. Edgeworth will be fine. I prefer bearded gentlemen myself. A very, very long day. Incidentally, photographic equipment is strictly forbidden in this courtroom. My apologies, Your Honor. He said that he wouldn't testify unless he could bring it. I'd like special permission if that's possible. Wait, so you're saying you had to bargain in terms of the kit and you lost? Hey, I just got this new camera. Oh, hello. Finally, someone decides to call me. Okay, I gotta take this call really quick, guys. I'll be right back. I'm back. It took me a second. Don't know how to use it all that good yet, but I bring it with me wherever I go. Phoenix, I wonder if he had that camera on the day of the murder. Cody's camera added to the court record. Very well, Cody. Please testify to the court about what you saw the day of the incident. I wanted to see a Steel Samurai rehearsal just once. I found a map on the internet and I went to the studios that day. I went through the woods off the path so the old lady wouldn't catch me. I was going for the studio. I kinda got lost on the way though for about 30 minutes. When I came by the studio, there was the Steel Samurai. It totally rocked. Right before my eyes, out came the bad guy. Of course, the Steel Samurai took him down. Pow! If I had my camera with me, it would have been a shot, I tell ya. Anyway, I couldn't get into the studio, so I went home. Very well, the defense may begin its cross-examination. But be gentle. Remember, you're talking to a child. This kid is tougher than most adults you see in here, honestly. I wanted to see a Steel Samurai rehearsal just once. I found a map on the internet and went to the studios that day. I went through the woods off the path so the old lady wouldn't catch me. I was going for the studio. I kinda got lost on the way for about 30 minutes. You got lost in the woods? Yeah, I couldn't figure out which way I was walking. I was relieved when I saw the blue studio doors. But guess what happens next? When I came out by the studio, there was the real Steel Samurai. Steel Samurai. Yeah, he was standing by the studio gate. He looks like he was thinking about something before going in. Then he opened up the gate and went inside. I see. What then? It totally rocked. Right before my eyes, out came the bad guy. What happened to the bad guy? Huh? Well, he kind of didn't move. Not a bit. Like he was dead. I guess he was a real pro. What a great actor. Yes, I suppose he was. If you had your camera? You mean you weren't carrying your camera then? No, I wasn't. It's not like I have it on all the time, really? I guess seeing the killing freaked him out and he went home. Remember, he's a child. Use gentle words, but be firm. It's easy for you to say. Off the path. You know how the studios are in a valley there? If you go off the path a little, there's woods. That's where I was. I see. Anyhow. Was that day the first time you ever been to the studio? Actually, I've been a couple times. I never managed to get there on a rehearsal day. And the security lady's always yelling. Right, please continue. Chill, Pops, I'm getting to it. How am I supposed to talk with you cutting me off all the time? Of course I do. Taped every show. And I go to all the live performances. That's impressive. Have you been to the amusement park? Of course, duh. My dad always takes me. Poor dad. Found a map on the internet, went to the studios. I went through the woods off the path just so that old lady wouldn't catch me. I was going for the studio. Did nothing unusual happen on the way to your studio? Unusual? Did you see this monkey by any chance? Oh, you mean Mr. Monkey? Yeah, I saw him, but his head was busted. So you went straight to the studio? I got kind of lost on the way, though, for 30 minutes. And when I came out of the studio, there was the Steel Samurai. It totally rocked. Right before my eyes, out came the bad guy. What sort of bad guy was it? A guy, a person. Kind of tall, skinny. Are you sure it was a guy? I don't know. He was kind of far away. He's being awfully vague. Does it? Oh, God. I thought showing him the, I went through the woods off the path so that old lady wouldn't catch me. I was going for the studio. Oh, God. Okay, I'm gonna lose this one. I don't know where I'm failing on this. Maybe I drained all my brain power. I was doing so well the first time. I want to see, okay, map on the internet, went through the woods. I was going for the studio. Reiterate this. I don't know what piece of evidence to contradict. What piece of evidence do I have that could contradict it? Cause of death 2:30, but the head wasn't broken. Hair between 2:15 and 4. Cody, what you said seems a little strange. Didn't you say that you always bring your digital camera wherever you go? You were quite clear about that. Huh? Oh God, the slowdown. Cody, you shouldn't lie here. You understand that, right? Mr. Wright, a word with you. Is I putting the pressure on too much? What is this digital camera contraption you're talking about? It's, a digital camera, Your Honor. It's a new sort of camera. How do I explain that? I see anyway, Cody. I can't believe you wouldn't bring your camera on a trip to the studios. You did bring it, didn't you? Mr. Wright, Mr. Wright, how cruel you are to terrorize a poor child so. I don't care if he's a child or a prosecuting attorney. No one should lie in court. What do you mean, or a prosecuting attorney? Well, Cody? What? Yeah, so I have my camera. So what? You got a problem with that? Nice box. So you did have the camera. And did you use this camera? Why would I use it? I was too busy watching. Very well. Please testify to the court about what it was you were busy watching. What I saw. Yeah, I had my camera with me. But I was glued to the action. I couldn't take my eyes off it. The Steel Samurai, he goes for the bad guy. Wham! Then the bad guy just stopped moving. He's so strong. The Steel Samurai rules. Is that all? Well, that was brief. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. Yeah, I had my camera with me. But I was glued to the action. I couldn't take my eyes off it. So the bad guy attacked first? Yeah. So what sort of person was this bad guy? I told you a person. He was a person. How was he dressed? I kinda don't remember. I was too busy watching the Steel Samurai. I see, and what happened next? Then the bad guy stopped moving. Why? Huh? What do you mean, why? Why wasn't the bad guy moving? Well, because the Steel Samurai brought him to justice. How exactly did he do that? How did he do it? With a samurai kick and a samurai punch, samurai chop, samurai slap. Something like that. He's still being vague about this. What? Don't give me that look, Pops. How should I play this? Cody. What? Something's bothering me. Before you said that you couldn't take your eyes off the action. Yeah, so what? Yet you missed the most important part. What is the meaning of this? The witness has stated what he saw quite clearly. You know as well as I do that he's being vague. Tell me what kind of murderer uses a samurai slap? My point is this. Cody, you may have seen some of the Steel Samurais fight, but you missed the most important part, the killing blow. Order, Mr. Wright. How could this be? Can you explain how he might have missed something so vital? That's the thing, Phoenix. I believe you're on the right track with this. Think, why didn't Cody see the climax of the fight? I know you. You can figure this out. Mr. Wright, your answer. Have you ascertained that this young boy is a great fan of the Steel Samurai? Why wouldn't he watch the climax of the fight? He couldn't watch it. He was watching something else. Show evidence. He couldn't watch it. He was watching something else. No, that doesn't make sense. He was watching something else doesn't make sense because he says his eyes is glued to the action. He couldn't watch it because he got chased away is feasible, but I don't know. He couldn't watch it or show evidence. Your Honor, I have evidence. Yes, Your Honor. Because he couldn't watch it. Just a moment, please. One thing has become quite clear in this boy Destiny. Here's my proof. What's that? The camera? The witness stated that he recently received this camera. Yes, I'm aware of that. He wasn't entirely familiar with this operation. I'm aware of that too. Ah, correct. Why else would Cody be looking somewhere else at that critical moment? Because he was looking at his camera. He was trying to take a picture. Hey! Bullseye. What's your problem, Pops? You got a thing for picking on little kids? Pressing, not picking. Good job, Phoenix. Cody was lying, clearly. Smart of you to realize there was no way he could just stand there watching his hero and not take a picture. Right, Cody. There was only one reason why you would have looked away from the fight, and that's because you wanted to take a picture. But having just received your camera, you weren't used to using it yet. So you mixed the climax of the fight, correct? Yeah. I'll bet you that anything he's hiding more than that. Have him testify again. Mia means business. Your Honor, the defense would like to request Cody Hackett to testify once more. Very well. Cody, could you please tell us about your camera? And about why you didn't take a picture of the fight? Come to the real world, kid. No photo? Yeah, you're right, Pops. The Steel Samurai had just escaped from the clutches of the villain. So I held... Whoa, hang on. So I held up my camera to take a picture. But the lens wouldn't open in time, so I missed it. That's all that happened, yep. Anything strange on his testimony, Mr. White? Wright, I'm not sure. I'd like to proceed with the cross-examination anyways. So you did see the fight, yeah. Did you notice anything unusual? I guess the Steel Samurai was moving a little strange. When the lens opened, what did you see? A person on the ground, and the Steel Samurai. Yeah, I called you Pops, you spiky-haired geezer. Geezer? I'm Mr. Edgeworth. I guess I'm the bearded gentleman. That's what I hate about grown-ups. You're all so self-conscious. Okay, off with the kids' gloves. Testify, witness, testify. Yipes! Why couldn't you take a picture? My new camera had too many buttons, so I couldn't figure it out. I tried to take a picture, I really tried. But the lens wouldn't open in time, so I missed it. That's all? Yeah, I told you I didn't take a picture. I would have once I got the lens open. Did he really not take a picture? Nah, he definitely would have taken a picture. There's got to be something I hear I could use. Cody, listen up, Cody Hackins. I know exactly what happened that day. You took a picture. Hey! Bullseye? How did you know? I see through all your lies, Cody Hackins. It's one of my powers. Wow! This feels great. Yeah, I took a picture. Perhaps you could change your testimony to reflect this? You erased them? Yeah. Why would you erase a picture of your beloved Steel Samurai victorious? Well, you know, why would I want to keep a picture like that? He's becoming less and less. Beginning of the fight. Anything unusual? Moving a little strange. Maybe I present the camera again as evidence? Cody! What? And every time you say Cody, you follow it with something bad. I just wanted to thank you for giving me this the other day. Huh? Oh, right. What was it that you told me then? I go to every live performance. I always take a picture when the Steel Samurai lands the final blow. I got one. I got them all. I've never missed one. A perfect collection. Cody, did you really get a picture of the Steel Samurai standing victorious over his foe? If you did, I find it hard to believe that you would just erase it. Wouldn't you keep it for your album? Mr. Wright, what exactly is this album? It's called Path to Glory. It's a collection of the pictures of Steel Samurai, all taken by Cody Hackins. He claims it's the perfect collection of every battle that the Steel Samurai has won. I see. Don't you find this very odd, Your Honor? Among all his pictures of the Steel Samurai, none were taken that day. Order. Mr. Wright, have you an explanation? If the Steel Samurai had just defeated his adversary, I certainly would expect to see a picture of it in this album. Exactly my point, Your Honor. No, wait, no way! I think we finally discovered the truth, and what the truth is. Mia, are we sure about this? Did he actually? Yes, I'm pretty sure what you're thinking is right. Tell them, Phoenix, tell them what the truth is. Mr. Wright, please explain to the court what is going on here. Why was there no picture on the album from the day of the murder? Why would the boy have erased the photos he took? I can think of only one reason, Your Honor. The Steel Samurai didn't win. That's why Cody deleted those photos. You mean the Steel Samurai lost? Well, Cody, I'm right, aren't I? Tell the truth, the bad guy defeated the Steel Samurai. No, wait, no! It's impossible. The Steel Samurai never loses. He never loses to anyone, ever. Your Honor, the witness has revealed everything with his words. There was a reason why he lied and told us that he didn't take a picture. The same reason he erased his precious photos. For Cody, it was inconceivable that the Steel Samurai could be defeated. However, Cody witnessed the impossible. He saw the Steel Samurai lose. Yet to admit what he saw would be to destroy everything he believed in. That's why he lied and said the Steel Samurai won. He couldn't handle the truth. You can't handle the truth. Order! I will have order! Witness, I mean Cody, is this true? What did you see? Tell the court what you saw. Oh God. Ah yes, I have made children cry. Cody, that day you saw the Steel Samurai lose a fight. Right? Okay, you're right. The Steel Samurai fell down. Then he didn't move. Order! What kind of stunt are you trying to pull, Wright? The Steel Samurai was the murderer, not the victim. Yet according to your witness's testimony, the Steel Samurai was the one to fall. Mr. Wright, what is going on? Apparently we have all made a serious error. An error? What is this all about? Hammer was the victim. Steel Samurai was the victim. There was no victim. Hammer was the victim? No, Steel Samurai was the victim. What really happened is actually quite simple. At the end of the fight, the Steel Samurai fell to the ground and lay still. In other words, the Steel Samurai was not the killer. He was the victim. Don't you see? Jack Hammer was the Steel Samurai. Order! So the Steel Samurai in this photograph, you're saying the man in this costume was the victim, Mr. Jack Hammer. That's what I'm saying, Your Honor. Jack Hammer was present at the action scene run-through that morning. Thus he obviously knew about Will Power's foot injury. But wait! Hadn't Mr. Hammer gone to Studio 1 already? That's what everyone thought. But remember what Mrs. Oldbag said in her testimony. On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station, 1 p.m. Did I see poor old Hammer? Nope. He'd already gone to the studio before I got back to the guard station. Mr. Jack Hammer left the employee lunch. Mr. Jack Hammer left the employee area after lunch. However, no one saw him go to Studio 1. Nor was there a picture of him. He waited for Mr. Powers to take a nap in his dressing room, then snuck into the dressing room and stole the Steel Samurai costume. But why would the victim do such a thing? I don't know. I get it. I thought that the Steel Samurai was moving strange. So it was a different person inside the suit. Pops! Huh, me? What? Actually, there was one piece of data I solved. Or, that I saved. One piece of data. Yeah. Data on my photo data, basically. What? Show us quick. No way, man. Not if you're gonna look at me like that. No! Here, this is it. He's outside Studio 2. I'm afraid that it could be anyone in that costume. In your opinion, Mr. Wright? I agree, Your Honor. This isn't decisive evidence. I'm sorry, this doesn't look like the proof we need. I'll give it back. Wait, Phoenix. Mia, what? Look at the photo once more. That's it, Phoenix. That photo is all the evidence that you need to win this trial. What? Your Honor. May I see that photo once more, please? Certainly. I don't see why not. Phoenix, show him. There's a glaring, decisive inconsistency with the facts that we already know in that photo. Oh. Your Honor, look at this. I see a gate. May I draw your attention to the number on that gate? The number? Ah, yes. It's hard to see, but it looks like a 2. Clearly not a 1, Your Honor, correct? Ah, good. I believe Mr. Edgeworth sees what I'm getting at. But that's impossible. What's this all about? Please explain so that I might be shocked along with the rest of the court. I'll use the studio guide map. The body was found here in Studio 1. However, what do we see when we what do we see in this photo taken at the time of the murder? It does not say 1 on the gate photo. Your Honor, here's the true scene of the criminal. At Studio 2. I see, that would explain the 2 on the gate in the photo. Your Honor, I find it very significant that the murder took place in Studio 2. The path to the trailer was blocked. So we have heard. The path was blocked at 2:15. In other words, the victim went to Studio 2 before that time. Yes, I suppose that would be the case. Her and Mr. Salmonella's testimony. Allow me to remind the court. He said no one in the trailer was guilty because they could not have gone to Studio 1. Yet in actuality, the reverse was true. Only someone in the trailer could have committed the murder. They were the only ones with access to the scene of the crime, Studio 2. As you may recall, there is a trailer in Studio 2. On that day, a meeting was held in the very trailer. There was a break in the meeting corresponding to the time of the death. During that break, Salmonella and Miss D. Vasquez were outside eating steak. They were at the scene of the crime. Order! Order! The defense makes the following claims. The scene of the crime was Studio 2. The person that the security guard, Miss Oldbag, saw was the victim, Mr. Jack Hammer. Mr. Hammer, for some reason, stole a Steel Samurai costume. Then went to Studio 2. This is madness! Jack Hammer was the victim. Jack Hammer is the victim. The victim. Why would he steal a Steel Samurai costume? Are you suggesting he did it so to cover up the details of his own murder? Well, no, of course not. Well, do you have proof? Give me proof that the victim, Jack Hammer, stole the costume. I have proof. You do? You do, Mr. Wright. Now that they're so surprised, I'm suddenly much less confident. I think I'm right, though. This is it. An empty medicine bottle. I found this on the table of the employee area. That same table where Hammer and Mr. Powers ate. The label reads sleeping pills. Sleeping pills. The defendant, Mr. Powers, spent the entire afternoon sleeping. He was drugged by Mr. Hammer. Oh, this is juicy. I like this. Wait a moment. That bottle does raise some suspicions, yes. But there's no proof that Mr. Hammer used it. Your Honor, I have an idea. An idea? Very well, let's hear it. I want to check this bottle for fingerprints. If my claim is true, Mr. Jack Hammer's fingerprints should show up on the bottle. I suppose you're right. Very well. The court will take possession of this bottle. The court will suspend proceedings on the current trial for today. Cody Hackett's testimony has revealed new possibilities in the case. In fact, things may have happened very differently than we previously thought. The Steel Samurai seen by Miss Oldbag may have been the victim, Jack Hammer. The scene of the crime was not Studio 1, but Studio 2. And those in the trailers did have time to commit murder. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. Your homework is to find the answer to the following question. Why would Mr. Hammer steal the Steel Samurai costume? And also, who killed him and why? Find the answers for me by tomorrow. That's a lot of homework. Mr. Edgeworth. You will need to reconsider your stance on this case. Above all, you will need to reconsider your suspicion of Mr. Will Powers. If, as you say, Your Honor. This trial will be extended until tomorrow. This is the last extension. Very well, court is adjourned. October 19th, 2:47 p.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby, Number 1. Whew! That was a close one. We were saved by a hair, but that's all that counts. I thought seriously about going home about 3 times during that trial. Me too. Really? You both seem so confident. Maybe I should take up a career in acting. I was ready to pronounce you dead about 3 times back there. Me too. Dead? Oh, of course we're kidding. Are you sure? I wasn't kidding. Now, Mr. Powers, we have to go make our final investigation, but I promise you we'll find the true killer by tomorrow's trial. Right, thanks. That was a close one, huh, Mia? Really? Too bad, I'm sorry I missed it. Maya! So what happened? Well, I think I've got a pretty good idea who did it. Now all I need is a motive and proof. Wow, good going, Nick. Under the initial trial system, tomorrow is the last day we have. Initial trial, what's that? That's the new court system they introduced 2 or 3 years ago. They had so many cases in the system, they decided to speed the whole process up. So under that system, trials have to end in 3 days, pretty much. We have no time to waste. I don't get it, Maya. Why would Mr. Hammer steal the Steel Samurai costume? Well, you mean Mr. Hammer was wearing the costume? Yeah. But Mr. Hammer was the victim, Nick. Why would he go through all the trouble of stealing it? That's what we have to find out. After the director's testimony, it's pretty clear that the producer and the director were both on the trailer. Huh? Which means that the killer has to be one of them. Really? Why? Because the real scene of the crime, Studio 2, was where that trailer was. What? Maya was always this excitable? Anything that might help us? I can't see what's going on when Mia is here. So no, I haven't noticed anything. Right. Maybe we should go talk to Will Powers. Mr. Wright, you did very well again today. Thank you. Oh, thanks. Could you not look like you're about to burst into tears? Wow, Nick, you must have really worried him in there. And could you wipe that grin off your face? Hey, Powers. Only 1 day left. Let's make it count. Jack Hammer Willpower. Weird. Though there's not really anything I could do to help. I'm not really sure what I could do either. Please, this is no laughing matter. Could you tell me more about Miss Vasquez? Oh, the producer. She's well respected in the industry. They say she's a genius. A genius? She's been at Global Studios for 5 years. Right or wrong, nobody dares tell her different these days. Why is that? Ever since she came on board, we've had nothing but hits. Global Studio was on its knees, but she picked it up and made it shine. Oh, and what? Nothing. Excuse me. Hello? Hey, come here. Come here. Ash. You can't just squeak at me and then hide under my desk. I've only heard rumors anyhow. Director Manella. Can you tell me about anything about Mr. Manella? He used to be a minor straight-to-video director. But something about his work caught Vasquez's eye. She brought the Steel Samurai idea to him. Now everyone knows the name Sal Manella. I hear he's pretty much at her beck and call, though. Whenever she says jump, he asks how high and all that. I can imagine him being at her beck and call, though I can't imagine him jumping. I was wondering about Mr. Hammer. He was a big star back in the day, right? But then he just dropped off the face of the earth. Oh, yeah, you're right. In fact, he was my role model when I started in the business. But he just stopped taking big roles. That's when he started appearing in little productions at Global. How could he do that? I was really looking forward to the sequel of Summer Samurai. He just gave up being a star 5 years ago. Actually, now that I think about it, that was right when Miss Vasquez came to Global. 5 years ago. The old windbag sure is quiet today. You know, this place is really peaceful like this. Nick? I think our guard's down. Yeah, I bet we could even eat those donuts at the guard station if we wanted. You eat, you die. Phew, she's alive. I was wondering more about Dee Vasquez, the producer. Oh, the studio bigwigs love her. So she always gets her way. She seems bitter. Do you not like the producer? The studio don't want me talking about her, so sorry. Can I ask you about Sal Manella, the director? Sal, he's a soft pushover, does whatever Vasquez tells him to. She treats him like dirt, but I think he likes it. Oh, why would anyone like being treated like dirt? That doesn't make any sense, does it, Nick? No, it does not, Maya. Hello, Mr. Hammer. Ugh. I heard about what you said today, cheeky whippersnapper. Poor old Hammer. You dragged this star down from the sky and stomp on it. Calling him a criminal, a thief. I won't forget this. Oh, she's really pissed this time. You listen to me, whippersnapper. My poor old Hammer would never do such a thing. Why would he steal Power's costume so he could sneak by me? He would never stoop so low. It's impossible. Oh, whatever. Day of the murder, Mr. Hammer put on the Steel Samurai costume, then left here to go to Studio 2. But why? If someone called him, like the director or the producer. Before that, I wanted to check out the employee area because it's easier to move through. I guess they're not filming today either. I want to see them filming, just once. The trial will be over and done by tomorrow, and you can see them film later, I guess. So, this is where you found the bottle of sleeping pills, right? Uh-huh. I wonder if there are any other clues lying around. Yarg! No touching! Eek! Oh, sorry, pal. Didn't mean to frighten you. Didn't mean? I almost had a heart attack. I guess it could be a little dramatic at sometimes. I suppose it's the actor in me. Dramatique indeed. Anyway, I'm here to examine the plate on that table. Are you looking for sleeping pills? Yeah, pal. Traces thereof. So you're looking for traces of the sleeping pills? How? For a thorough examination, I gotta take the plate back to the precinct. But I have the capabilities to make a cursory exam right here. Our science guy gave me some testing solution. So this reacts to those sleeping pills, see? If there are traces, it'll change color. Wow, neat! Well, Detective Gumshoe, what are you waiting for? Now, everything in its due time, pal. Change color, alright. So the food on the place had been laced with sleeping pills. Looks like it. Steak plate. How goes the investigation? To tell the truth, it's a real mess, pal. Some people think we should pursue the case that we already have against Powers. And some people think we should switch suspects. What do you think, Detective Gumshoe? Well, pal, I hate to admit it, but I'm not sure I buy the case against Mr. Powers anymore. I kind of feel bad for Mr. Edgeworth, though. How's Edgeworth doing, by the way? Mr. Edgeworth is out of control! He was in the waiting room and he crushed this paper cup with hot coffee in it! Whoa. Talk about burns, pal. Wow, the fury of Edgeworth. Yeah, crushing paper cups. Cups, bottles? Whatever happened with the empty bottle? The bottle of sleeping pills? I got some good news for you about that. They found the victim Jack Hammer's prints on the bottle. So that means... Yep, it sounds like one who put Powers to sleep was none other than the victim. So I was right. Good. What the fuck? My cat just ran full speed towards my door and ran about halfway up. What the fuck? Thanks, bud. Thank you, Chewy Boot. Oh, hello. What are you doing here? Oh, I was just cleaning up the dressing room. I guess Will Powers won't be using it anymore, so... What? Why? But Will Powers is innocent. Yes, and I'm really grateful for all you've done, but... This week is the last episode of Steel Samurai. What? No! I was wondering if I could ask you about Mr. Hammer, yes? On the day of the murder, he went to Studio 2. Huh? I thought he went to Studio 1. He stole the Steel Samurai costume, too. What? Why would Mr. Hammer do something like that? Oh, I guess the rumor must be true, then. The rumor? Yeah, Miss Vasquez, that producer, had some kind of hold on Hammer. She had some dirt on him. He'd do anything she said, apparently. Some dirt? What dirt? Dirt. You know, bad stuff. I know what dirt means. About 5 years ago, they were filming a movie starring Mr. Hammer. They were using the new studio, Studio 2. Some sort of accident happened during filming. After that, they never used Studio 2 again. They left the film set the way it was, too. The film set? Was that trailer part of the film set then? What do you mean, The Last Steel Samurai? I know it's a shock, but nothing can be done to save it now. Whoever really did kill Mr. Hammer also signed Steel Samurai's death warrant. No! I also hear that Global Studios is going to change its programming. They're not going to make kids' show anymore. What? Why? I don't know. It's sad, but that's what Global Studios decided. Why aren't they going to make kids' shows anymore? The studio bigwigs don't want Steel Samurai around anymore. They're going to forget all this ever happened. They want it quiet, you understand? How can they just do that? What about all the kids who love Steel Samurai? It's okay. I'm sure the kids will be fine. They'll find a new hero to follow. No, that can't be true. If the program just ends, they'll be heartbroken for sure. Nick, say something. Yeah, I think evidence rather than words is called for here. Here, take a look at this. Oh, boy. And this is? A fan collected all these photographs. The kids love Steel Samurai. The show shouldn't be cancelled just so some adults can save face. I would think that you'd understand that better than anyone. You're right, okay. But what can I do? Well, for starters, you can tell me something. Tell me what it is that Global Studios is so intent on hiding. About the accident 5 years ago. Okay. Could you tell us what happened 5 years ago? I could tell you what I've heard. Apparently 5 years ago someone died and it was Hammer's fault. Someone died? It was an accident, of course. Anyway, the producer, Miss Vasquez, managed to hush it up. And that's the dirt she had on Mr. Hammer? And that's why Mr. Hammer didn't do anything to Miss Vasquez. Would do anything Miss Vasquez asked him to. But it was an accident, right? Why didn't they just make it public? You know, Mr. Hammer was a big star back then. And they were afraid about what would happen to his career if word got out. I see. You know who knows more about this? Miss Oldbag. She was here at the studios back then, too, you know. Thanks, we'll try asking her. If she'll talk. Sorry, I haven't cleaned that up yet. Okay. I want to examine the plate more. It's completely empty. I can feel my eyes burning into the back of my neck. I put all of Will Power's belongings in here. He'll come pick them up, right? I'm sure he'll come. You remember, Nick. Thanks to you. So long, Chewy Boot. What, you're still slinking around? If you like the place so much, why don't you take over for me? The old windbag doesn't look so good. Everybody's doing their darndest to forget Hammer. Who do they think made Global Studios what it is today? Hammer! It's all due to Hammer! She's starting to froth at the mouth, Nick. Maybe we should keep a safe distance? I wanted to ask you about 5 years ago. Who told? Who did you hear that from? Huh? Nichols! Nichols? Nichols? Nick. Penny Nichols. The assistant we talked to. Oh, right. Anyway, we heard about the accident. It was during filming with Jack Hammer. He killed a man, didn't he? Whippersnappers, dredging up dirt on someone's past like that. And the recently departed, no less! I suppose you think this is fun. No, I'm doing my job to protect Mr. Powers. And you claim that Hammer stole Powers' costume. You expect me to believe that rubbish? Or do you have some kind of proof? Prove that Hammer stole Powers' costume? Yeah. Mr. Powers ate a T-bone steak for lunch, correct? Well, yes, so. This is the plate that he used to eat that steak. There are traces of sleeping pill powder on the plate. I bet Powers put it in there himself. Even a lightweight like him might have trouble sleeping sometimes, except I have proof that Mr. Hammer put the pills in it. This bottle contained the sleeping pills. Mr. Hammer's fingerprints were found in the bottle. I see. Poor, poor Hammer. You did wrong, Hammer. Rest your soul. Miss Oldbag? Okay, you win. I'll talk. I'm tired, see? Tired of holding it all in. Miss Oldbag. You're right. 5 years ago, there was an accident. A fatal accident. What's worse, a paparazzi took a photo of it. That photo, well, it caused quite a stir. And guess who made it all the better? Vasquez. She has ties to the mafia. She silenced the paparazzi. That was the beginning. After that, she became a force to be reckoned with here at the studio. I see. But you have to understand. Poor old Hammer never meant any harm to anyone. Miss Oldbag. Hold on a minute. Poor Miss Oldbag. Here, take this. A photograph. Wait a second. This is the picture. It's the trailer at Studio 2. Hammer was supposed to fight with the bad guy on top of those stairs there. But he pushed the other actor and the man fell onto the flower box fence. That's why it was bent. But how did you get this? It was a long time ago. I don't feel much like talking about it. I understand. 5-year-old photo added to the court record. Thanks. That was surprisingly chill of her. October 19th, Studio 2 entrance. Hey, Nick, it's Miss Vasquez. Hello? Hello? Hello. Maya, you should at least try to be polite. I'm watching the clouds. That's all she had to say, apparently. Excuse me, Mr. Hammer came here on the day of the murder and... Shh. Perhaps you didn't hear me. I'm watching the clouds. I'm not interested in talking to you. Say something, Nick. She's really ticking me off. You didn't have to cancel the Steel Samurai. I think I'm tired of the Steel Samurai. You did it, Nick. She did it. She's the killer. My fey blood speaks to me. I know it. I know it. Oh, dear. I was wondering if you could talk to me about Mr. Manila. If you must talk about that man, perhaps you could talk about it in the trailer by yourselves. Where? What? Where did you get that? Well, Oldbag. Old... She means the security lady, Miss Oldbag, Nick. Right, anyway. Miss Vasquez, you hid this incident from the press, didn't you? And you used it to control Mr. Hammer. The wind. Uh-huh. It's gotten stronger, don't you think, the wind? Your conversation interests me. Let's talk about it more inside the trailer. Nick, she went inside the trailer. That fence looks dangerous. That fence has killed a man. You came. Well then, what was it that you were talking about? Why is she so eager to talk all of a sudden? Miss Vasquez, you were using that incident. You were blackmailing Mr. Hammer so you could control him, weren't you? That's why he was doing the kids' show for petty change. So I'm a blackmailer now. Well, that's what it was, wasn't it? I mean, sure, it was an accident, but you used it to drag Mr. Hammer down from his rightful place as a star. Oh. I haven't pulled anyone down from anywhere. Mr. Hammer's career went sour of its own accord. But you were the cause. You pressured him. And to think it was just an accident. Excuse me. What is this all about? You keep saying accident, accident. How are you so sure? What do you mean? Must I spell everything out for you? Think. What would it be if it wasn't an accident? No. No way! You mean Mr. Hammer did it on purpose? That is what I mean. Where's your proof? Can you prove it? Just think. Would he have let me run his life for 5 years over a mere accident? And I ran him hard, believe you me. But the security lady said it was an accident. Oh, well, she was a big fan of Hammer's, you see. She jumped on that reporter who brought that photo into the studio. She wrenched it out of his hands, she did. Gave him a few bruises, too. So that's why she had the photo. She's an old fool. Of course, all the reporter would need is the negatives. He could have made a copy, but he didn't. The only copy of that photo is the one that you hold. Give it to me. Now. What? This is valuable evidence. Boys! Who are they? Professionals. They're good at erasing various things. What do you think? Would you like to be erased? What? The trial ends tomorrow? How unfortunate. It's a shame you'll have to miss it. Tell me why. Why do you want this photograph so badly? This is Mr. Hammer's dirt, no? Then why should D. Vasquez care about it at all? I'm sure you'll have plenty of time to think about that where you're going. So long, friends. Boys, a race away. No! Hold it right there! I heard everything, pal! D. Vasquez! You're coming down to the precinct with me now! Not bad. Very well. It appears this contest will be decided tomorrow then, in court. I'll be looking forward to it. Thank you, Detective Penis Chewy Boot. Sorry, I was a little late with my entrance. I don't get many chances to practice that sort of thing. Detective Gumshoe. Thank you. Thank you! I was really scared. Don't mention it, pal. I'm just doing my job. Detective Gumshoe? Sorry, it's just I've wanted to say that line ever since I became a detective. Okay, I've got one more job to do today. I'm sure we'll run into each other again soon. Well, Nick, it looks like we're close to getting to the bottom of this. And who's at the bottom? D. Vasquez. Time to save. October 20th, 10 a.m., District Court, Courtroom Number 4. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Today will be the final day of this trial. I hope both the prosecution and the defense will be able to present decisive evidence. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening statement. In yesterday's session, the defense presented us with a new theory for the case. He claims that the scene of the crime was in fact Studio 2. Today I will call on the people present in the Studio 2 trailer that day. From their testimonies, the truth will become clear. Very well. Edgeworth seems a bit on edge today. Haha. You may call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls Miss D. Vasquez to the stand. Miss D. Vasquez is the producer who was present at the Studio 2 trailer that day. Will the witness state her name and occupation? D. Vasquez. I'm the producer for Global Studios. On the day of the murder, you were in the trailer for Studio 2. As everyone here knows, yes. I dislike needless banter. If you must pontificate, then do it when I'm not here. Very well, Ms. Vasquez. Please give the court your testimony concerning the day of the murder. Nick, I know she did it. Make her pay. Right. If she's guilty, I'll catch her with her pants down, so to speak. I entered the trailer, a little before noon. The meeting began at noon sharp and ended at 4. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. At 2:30, we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer. I found Hammer's body later when we went to Studio 1. That's all. I have a question about one part of your testimony. You were fatigued, so you had Sal take you? The van. There's a van at Studio 2. I had him take me in that. I thought it might be risky to walk with that monkey's head toppling over. I see. Very well. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. This is the final battle, Nick. I entered the trailer a little before noon. The meeting began at 12 sharp and ended at 4. There was a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. And when exactly was that? I've forgotten. Maybe you could try remembering. No. The meeting ended at 4, and the rehearsal was scheduled for 5. I think it would be between those times. You would think. Come on, all you did was state the obvious, Edgeworth. I had Sal take me. And 2:30, we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. What were you doing during that time? Don't hit your desk. It irritates me. Yeah, Mr. Oh, yeah, Mr. Wright. Oops. It was a 15-minute break. That was a good joke. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer. Do you have someone who can verify this? Sal. No, I mean someone else. One person is enough. If she committed murder during that break, she wouldn't have time to eat a T-bone steak. I need some proof that proved that she didn't eat that T-bone steak. But I'm sure you'll find some kind of contradiction. By yourself? Yes. And you didn't stop in at the employee area? No. Are you always this tense? Yes. Oh dear. You either said tense or terse. Oh, I've already gone through this. Did no one leave during the meeting? No one. Come on, let's talk a bit more about that. The witness did not come here to engage in idle conversation. Stop interrupting the testimony. Same could be said to you, Mr. Edgeworth. And please stop banging on your little desk. It hurts my ears. Ugh. Hold on. You had Sal take you? What does that mean? It means what I said. I had Sal take me in the Studio 2 van. Oh, alright. 2:30. T-bone steaks. Okay, so by yourself, yes. The problem I have with this one is that there's so much extra. 12 sharp ended at 4. There was a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. At 2:30, we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer. I really don't know. This one is... They mention the steak. They mention the steak, and that makes me kind of raise an eyebrow because my brain is going... Because specifically on the very last thing, they go, okay, well, you know, the steak is like a point that they made out, but to me, it's like... What were you doing during that time? Yep. God. I need a second to, like, take a piss break. So I'll be back in, like, 5 minutes. If that. I'm back. I'm eating a Rice Krispie treat. I think it's the steak on the plate. As I thought, you claim you ate a T-bone steak. But I say you did not. What's this now, Mr. Wright? Look at this. It's a plate. The plate was on the table of the employee area. As you can see, a large bone has been left behind. Mr. Wright, need I remind you it was a T-bone steak? Exactly my point. Remember, if you will, Miss Vasquez and Miss Manila, them ribs, I don't think it's... Is T-bone from near the ribs? I might be wrong. I feel like that's not right, though. I don't eat steak, so I wouldn't know. Also, hi, Siege. Miss Vasquez and Mr. Manila ate at a table outside the trailer. T-bones are one bone. Yeah, that's one thing that's been bothering me too. Because even though I don't eat T-bones, my dad does, and he, it's one solid bone. There are no breaks on that bone. My dad has broken the bone while eating it before. Let's see. There were no bones left on his plates. The plates were bare. Miss Vasquez. Tell me, how can a person eat a T-bone steak and not leave the bone? I think I know how. She ate the bones! You didn't eat any steak during that break. You took your steak and threw it somewhere, like that incinerator. I see. Then what was Miss Vasquez doing during her break? Isn't it obvious, Your Honor? She was meeting with the Steel Samurai. Order! Are you saying... Yes, Your Honor. As Miss Vasquez left the trailer to eat her steak, she ran into the Steel Samurai. And then you did it. You killed him with your own hands. Mr. Wright! Isn't that a little presumptuous? What kind of stunt are you trying to pull, Wright? Let him claim what he wants. You say I did it. Yes. Fascinating. And here I was worrying that today would be boring as all the rest. Very well. Let us have a battle of wits, you and I. Any day, Vasquez. Good luck, Nick. Let's see. What was that murder weapon again? Oh yes, the samurai spear? Yes. I am, as you can see, a woman of petite stature. How could I possibly use that heavy spear as a weapon? I think you would have a great difficulty using that as a weapon. Pretty much anyone would. Ha! You see? Yes. However, that has no bearing on this case. Meaning, the samurai spear was not the murder weapon. What? What is the meaning of this? The spear was found lying next to the victim's body. I have proof, Your Honor. Can you prove the samurai spear was not used as the murder weapon? Take that. Wrong, Mr. Wright. But I haven't said anything yet. You know well enough by now to know when you're going to present the wrong evidence. I can sense it too with my fey blood. Okay, I picked the wrong evidence. Enough to see all the sensing. It wasn't that? I present my proof, the so-called murder weapon. But that is the murder weapon. Not so fast. Remember that this spear broke during the morning action scene run-through. But someone fixed the spear. It was the security lady. She fixed it with duct tape. Now tell me, how is it possible for someone to stab a man wearing a thick costume with this through the chest? Order! Order! Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? Think about what you... Silence! I am the one testifying here, and I will be heard. Are you quite sane? Are you even aware of what you're saying? If the samurai spear was not the murder weapon, then pray tell what was. How was Hammer killed? Well, Mr. Wright, can you tell us what the weapon was used to kill Mr. Hammer? I can tell you. I would make a claim like that. Would I make a claim like that if I couldn't tell you what the murder weapon was? I'm afraid your confidence can sometimes be unfounded, Mr. White. Right. I keep on saying White. Look at this photo. What is this? Why, that's Jack Hammer standing at the top of the stairs. Order! Order! If I cannot have order in this trial will be suspended. Mr. Wright! What is this all about? This is a photograph from 5 years ago. There was an unfortunate accident at Global Studios. This is a photo of that very accident. Not a word of this was leaked to the outside. It was a close-kept secret at the studios. What does this have to do with the current case? Mr. Edgeworth, you still can't see it. See the fallen man in this photo? See how the fence post pierced him through the chest? What? Are you saying... Yes. What happened 5 years ago has happened again. Mr. Wright, continue! It's 2:30 p.m. on the day of the murder. Miss D. Vasquez meets Jack Hammer outside Studio 2's trailer. Then she did it. She pushed Mr. Hammer off the stairs and onto the fence. Just like Mr. Hammer had done to himself 5 years ago. Though whether she did it on purpose or by accident, I cannot say. In other words, the victim, Mr. Hammer, died in the same way that he caused another man to die 5 years ago. Precisely. Ironic, isn't it? Ho ho ho. Very creative, Mr. Wright. I could usually use a man like you on my scriptwriting staff. You deny that what I say is true? Mr. Wright, let's say for the sake of argument that Hammer died in the trailer as you say. Yet the body was found at Studio 1, was it not? And the evil magistrate's costume, no less. Are you actually claiming that I carried the body into Studio 1 and returned to the trailer all in the space of a 15-minute break? How could I have disposed of the body? The break in the meeting at the trailer lasts 15 minutes from 2:30 to 2:45. Jack Hammer could have been pushed off the stairs to his death, then carried to Studio 1 and placed inside his costume. There wasn't enough time. Indeed. Well, Mr. Wright, how could he have dealt with the body? She couldn't have. She had another way. What if she had another way to carry the body, other than with her own hands? For instance... Actually, for that matter, there was no need for her to do the deed in 15 minutes. There was another way for you to carry that body. Interesting. Let's hear it then. Mr. Wright? Miss Vasquez, you carried the body to Studio 1, and you used the studio van to do it. Recall your testimony. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. There was a van there, right? I had Sal drive me. You used the van to carry the body to Studio 1. Then before everyone else got there, you put the body into the magistrate costume. Hold on, Wright. Don't forget it was Sal Manella that drove the van. Are you suggesting Mr. Manella was a conspirator? Of course Sal Manella Of course Sal Manella has to have been a conspirator. Wow, that is terrible sentence formation. The body had to be placed in the van and put into the costume. There's no way Miss Vasquez could have done that alone. Also, don't forget they had to dispose of the Steel Samurai costume. They had to because it was covered in Mr. Hammer's blood. They probably burned it in that small incinerator. Well, Miss Vasquez, shall I continue? No need. You're smarter than you look, Mr. Wright. Humph. I lose. You win. It was fun. I win? So what happens next? Don't question mark me. Don't you have anything to say? What would you like me to say? Huh? I lost? Something like that? I just said that. Wait, so you mean D. Vasquez? It was you? You killed Jack Hammer. Who can say? Huh? Are you sure I did, Mr. Wright? We just engaged in a battle of wits. The result of that battle, you proved the possibility that I murdered Hammer. Right. But that is only a possibility. Proof is another thing altogether. You lack decisive proof, Mr. Wright. Order! Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Of course it is as the witness says. Certainly it does seem very likely she did it, but, there's no proof. Edgeworth isn't sure. Well, I came here as a witness today. If you have no more questions, I'll be leaving. What do I do now? Testify again? But I don't think there's a reason to. It's either testify again or no further questions. I'm gonna save here. This could be messy. I'm gonna say no further questions. I was hoping I'd come up with a question while pounding my desk. I didn't. You have my sympathies. Damn, to come so far only to fail. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth. I was hoping to come up with a question while I was objecting, Your Honor. I didn't. I see, very well. Your Honor, I request that the witness testify again. You're the prosecutor, are you not? Why are you badgering me? I'm your witness. I want to hear your testimony again. Does this make any sense to you, Your Honor? I don't see that we have anything to gain by repeating the last several minutes. Mr. Edgeworth. The witness will testify to the court concerning this matter. Nick! Why did Edgeworth? Who knows? He probably realized she did it too, but... Wasn't he the one that said he always gets a guilty verdict? After that, Edgeworth. After finding the body. Okay, so it wound up panning out. I was with Sal and Oldbag, the security lady, when we found the body. The assistant was there too, only Powers was absent. I immediately called the police, then Powers showed up. The security lady Oldbag was quite agitated, pointing at Powers saying he did it. I asked to be left out of the proceedings. I went back to the trailer to get my script and direction notes. Then I went home. After finding the body, okay, continue. I was with Sal and Oldbag, the security lady, when we found the body. The assistant was there too, only Powers was absent. I immediately called the police, then Powers showed up. The security lady, okay, yep. The script and your direction notes. Yes, they're quite valuable. I wouldn't do to have them stolen. No, I guess not. Press harder. Wait a second. I thought you came to Studio 1 for a rehearsal. Why didn't you bring your script and notes? Well, I was under the impression that we wouldn't have to rehearse anything. Why? There was a murder, after all. Who could think of rehearsing after that? Oh yeah, yes. Very well, Miss Vasquez, continue. Your Honor, I have an objection to the witness's last statement. Think! Miss Vasquez said she didn't bring the script because there wouldn't be a rehearsal. Don't you see what that means? She would have to know about the murder before going to Studio One. Order! Order! Mr. Edgeworth! What you have just said is reasonable observation. However, I find it hard to understand why the prosecution would make such a move. Or are you thinking of a career change into defense? I appreciate your concern, Your Honor. I will stand by my statement, however, regardless of how this court sees my role here. Now, Miss Vasquez, do you have an explanation? I can't believe Edgeworth is helping me. So the prosecution is cahoots with defense. What kind of court is this? No matter. I think you misunderstood me. I had a perfectly good reason to believe there would be no rehearsal. Very well. The witness will have to change her testimony to reflect the reason. I knew that Hammer was injured and couldn't do any action scenes, so I left them behind. How did you know about the injury? How did I know? Sal. He told me. Sal the director. Or everything we've done till now will be wasted. I was with Sal and Oldbag, okay. The assistant was there too, only Powers was absent. I immediately called the police and then Powers showed up. So I'm gonna grill her. We were to meet at 5 for the rehearsal, so I'd say it was then. When exactly did Mr. Manella arrive to the studio? About 10 minutes before. I wasn't stuffing any bodies into costumes, mind you. Where were the other employees when you got to the studio? They weren't there yet. Well, then you could have put Hammer into that costume with Salmonella's help. What did I just say? Did I not just say I wasn't stuffing any bodies into costumes? The assistant was there too, only Powers was absent. I immediately called the police, then Powers showed up. The security lady Oldbag was quite agitated, pointing at Powers saying he did it. I left to be out of the proceedings. Seems that everyone else was questioned. I'm really not fond of that sort of thing. But you can't decide who the police will and won't question. Thankfully, the studio thinks otherwise. They were nice enough to understand that since we were in a meeting, there was no way we could have been involved. Thus, they covered for us. Covered for you? Or covered it up for you? There must have been a lot writing for her with all those bigwig meetings. I'm sure her professionals helped convince everyone they didn't require questioning. See, this is where... Hang on. Mr. Powers was taking a nap, correct? So he says, did no one go to call him? Remember. Remember what? There was a dead body lying in front of us. You expected me to be calm. You certainly seemed calm enough when I accused you of murder. Press harder. Wait a second. Wouldn't that be the other way around? The other way around? You discovered a murdered body and one person was missing, right? Wouldn't you normally go looking for the missing person? I have to agree with the defense on this one. Well, Miss Vasquez? Logically speaking, perhaps. But no one there was thinking logically, I assure you. Also, without his steel samurai costume, Powers doesn't really stand out. We often left him on the bus when shooting at location. No one noticed he was missing. Poor Powers. Well, I suppose that explains that. You may... Okay. What was everyone else doing at the time? No one said a thing. Compliance, stay still. Sorry, I'm late. Then silence. Dead silence. Silence. Hey, Nick. Why's everyone so quiet? Someone should do something to lighten things up. Why did the security ladies think Power had done it? She said because she saw him going towards the studio. Right. The Steel Samurai. Did the detective arrest Mr. Powers based solely on the security lady's word? Perhaps not. She seems to have also given the detective that photograph. Of course, I heard all this after the fact. The photograph meaning the one taken by the security camera. She's not known for exhibiting the best sense of judgment when it comes to Hammer. I don't think there's anything there I can use. I don't have, like, a testimony from that guy, which kind of bothers me. I knew that Hammer was injured, and I couldn't... Sal told her. But that just doesn't make sense to me. I've questioned... The Sal and Oldbag. The assistant was there too. I immediately called the police. Security lady Oldbag. I asked to be left out of the proceedings. I went back to the trailer to get my script and decoration notes. Your Honor, that statement contradicts the It does? I don't see anything contradictory. Yeah, it does! Your fucking monkey head! Oh wait, no, the monkey head was only there from... whatever until 4. Oh, god damn it. I did not mean to press hold it. God damn it. I really don't know which one to go for here because I don't have... God damn it, I did not mean to. Oh, God. God damn it, this lady. I don't have any pieces of evidence. 2:30, there's the time of death, but that doesn't help me here. I don't understand. Wait. Oh, that's some bizarre moon logic kind of shit. Ah, fuck! You knew that Hammer was injured. Don't you think that's a little funny? I mean, it was the Steel Samurai who was injured. It was Will Powers. What? Mr. Wright, explain yourself. Yes, Mr. Hammer is dragging his leg in the photo. But that's because he was pretending to be Mr. Powers. Pretending? One person was injured in the run-through that morning. That person was Mr. Powers, not Mr. Hammer. Oh, that's where... Okay. Okay, I see where the trip-up is. I have a hard time when they refer to them by, like, 17 different names. Now, why did you think that Mr. Hammer was injured? I already said it. It was Sal who told me. That's right, you must have gotten it wrong. I think not. Mr. Manila was at the run-through that morning. He would have known it was Mr. Powers who was injured. He saw it happen. Why would he tell you the wrong person? Miss Vasquez! You didn't hear anything from Mr. Manila. You saw Mr. Hammer limping with your own eyes. Yes, but wasn't it Mr. Powers who was injured? Yes, but remember, Mr. Hammer was dragging his leg too. He was pretending to be Mr. Powers. Ah! And when was he doing this? Well, it would have to have been after he put on the Steel Samurai costume and went to Studio 2 where he was murdered. Exactly. Miss Vasquez, you met him, didn't you? You saw the Steel Samurai limping. And Mr. Hammer was in the Steel Samurai suit. That's why you were confused. That's why you thought it had been Mr. Hammer who had been injured that morning. Order, order! I will have order! Witness. Can you refute this claim? Let's see you sneak out of this one, Vasquez. Very well. I have a question for you. Oh, God. Why are the real killers always so persistent? Why in the world would I want Mr. Hammer dead? Yes, he'd fallen on hard times, but he was a star. I had nothing to gain from his death. Nothing. Humph. Yes, you would need a motive. Why would she have killed the victim? If there's a reason, it is unclear to this court. Does defense have anything to say on the matter? In other words, can you prove she had a motive? Okay, I have proof and I'll show it to you. This is my proof. This is the photo from before. This photo reveals the motive of the murderer. I'm right, aren't I, Miss Vasquez? 5 years ago, Mr. Hammer was at the height of his fame. With D. Vasquez's help, a terrible accident was swept under the carpet. Ladies and gentlemen, in the case currently up for trial, it began on that day 5 years ago. Ironically enough, that accident precipitated Mr. Hammer's fall. His fall from stardom. His guilt weighed him down, no doubt. However, you, D. Vasquez, used Mr. Hammer. You made him work for you for petty change. Bringing us to the present day and Mr. Hammer's last role as evil magistrate. Yes, undoubtedly, it's a constant source of shame for the ex-star. One moment, Mr. Wright. We are talking about motives here. Yet you have only talked about Mr. Hammer. It almost seems as if it was Mr. Hammer who had killed D. Vasquez, not the other way around. Wait. As if it was Mr. Hammer who had killed D. Vasquez, not the other way around. What motive would Miss Vasquez have? Yes, that's right. According to what you say, I would have no reason to kill Hammer. He was a good source of income for me. And I'd never get rid of useful men. It's a policy of mine. Mr. Wright, please explain Miss Vasquez's motive for murder. Okay. Allow me to present the course. I'm 90% sure it's... That's her. It's totally her right there. I can't go back. Here's Jack Hammer's fingerprints. I thought it would be a thing where I could show the 5-year-old photo and then pick her out. Is that not it? Well, what other evidence do I have? The sleeping pill bottle, but that only matters between those two. The stake plate, which again doesn't matter. The van, sure, whatever. Jack's autopsy reports pierced through the chest by a spear. I guess the actual thing here is another penalization. I can't fuck it up. I guess that there is... She had no motive, Your Honor. What's that now? It was Mr. Hammer who was out for blood. All Ms. Vasquez did was push him off the stairs in self-defense. What's that now? It's simple. Mr. Hammer was intending to kill Ms. Vasquez. What? What? Your Honor! Jack Hammer drugged Mr. Powers with sleeping pills. Jack Hammer snuck into the dressing room and stole the steel samurai costume. Jack Hammer wore the costume to fool the security lady into thinking it was Powers. Jack Hammer made his way to the trailer. And for what purpose, you ask? To kill D. Vasquez, who had cruelly taken advantage of him all those years. Aw, your pipe. So you did do it, didn't you? Yep. I'm guilty. It was me. Someone call an ambulance. There's blood everywhere. We're too late. Ah, Miss Vasquez. What happened here? Manuel fell from the trailer stairs. Manuel! Miss Vasquez, please try to remain calm. No, how could this... It was an accident. Mr. Hammer was doing an action scene and... No, Manuel! Don't touch him! Miss Vasquez, no! Please don't die, please. Oh, so sad. Congratulations, Mr. Wright. I lose again. Mr. Edgeworth, where's D. Vasquez? In the waiting lobby, Your Honor, as calm and collected as ever. I see. Well, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. It appears you brought about another miracle. I thank you, Your Honor. I think not, Your Honor. Will Powers was innocent. That he should be found guilty, that should be found so is not only natural, not a miracle. Yes, you're right. Very well. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, not guilty. That is all. Court is adjourned. October 20th, 1:12 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 3. I don't know what to say. Thank you so much. I'm just glad you're okay. Yes, but it's sad. I know now that Mr. Hammer stole my costume. It's bad enough that he wanted to kill Miss Vasquez. But to think that he tried to frame me for murder. It makes me sad. Please tell me why, Mr. Wright. Huh? Tell me, why did Mr. Hammer want to blame me? I guess we'll never know. Yes, of course. I'm not sure I wanted to go down that road. Wait, is there actually something that I can show him that would contribute as evidence? I don't think there is. Oh, I could have shown him Path to Glory, okay. I can't wait to get back into that sweaty costume and... Is something wrong? No, of course not. Nick, Edgeworth. Say something right. I'm not good at small talk. Huh? What? That was too bad, Edgeworth. You don't waste any time gloating, do you? No, I really wanted to thank you. Vasquez would have gotten away if you hadn't stepped in. Pleased to meet you. I'm Powers. Edgeworth. I'm a big fan of your work, Mr. Powers. Liar. Right. I must say I hadn't expected to meet you again after all these years. Meet again? However, in retrospect, it would have been better had we not met. Thanks to you, I'm saddled with unnecessary feelings. Unnecessary feelings? Yes, unease and uncertainty. Aren't those kind of necessary? They only serve to get in my way. You listen to me, Phoenix Wright. Don't ever show your face in front of me again. That's what I came here to tell you. Mr. Wright? Was that guy your friend? Friends? As if. They're rivals. Rivals, right, Nick? For now we are, I guess. Huh? Why do I get the feeling I'm missing something? Come on, Nick. Tell me, what's the deal with you and Edgeworth? Nick, this is it. The new show starts today. You're gonna watch with me, right? I'll admit, I was kind of surprised. I didn't think they'd seriously go through with it. You have to buy trading cards too, okay? You have to trade with Cody and that assistant. Fine, I'll do it. Isn't it great that Will Powers gets to play the lead again? I wonder if they'll show his real face this time. I don't know. I don't think the world is ready for the real Will Powers. So, that'll be where we call it. This game is fun. I like this game. I really do.